and I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Baby, you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Baby, you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard, and I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Baby, you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Baby, you should take it slow.
Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what work is. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what thirst is. I've had a taste of evil and tried to cure the sickness, but I just keep my head down and focus on the facts. I'm setting down gravel while you just follow the path. I'll lead them into battle while you're just too scared to act. I'll leave the knife right in my back. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious.
Yo, can you guys hear me okay? You know it always tinkers around when I first start, so can y'all... Okay, can y'all hear me okay, or is it tinkering around? Is it messing up? Okay, can y'all hear me better now? Oh, you heard me fine. Okay, you heard me fine. I still yeeted myself. That's okay. It's all good. So anyhow, okay, so we last night we were gonna be talking about AWP and things kind of got off track. So we're gonna get back to it. Also, I wanted to go over this Nick Speaks Out. Yes, McKenna. Hey Jones, and yes, the drum. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna speak on something that's the AWP stuff. So anyhow, we're gonna stick to that for right now. What I want to start on though, and you know what I will put on because I want to play Deetz's video. She does such a good job of putting like everything together instead of going to 500 different streams to try and get everything. But first, I want to ask y'all, what do you guys think about the GoFundMe that Jared's sister has put up? What do y'all think about that? Let's get into it, Wendy. That's right, baby. I need some opinions on the GoFundMe. What do y'all think about her GoFundMe? It's Chessika's GoFundMe. So a lot of people here, I'm gonna drop the link to before I forget. Wait, you don't think it's real? Shit, I hope it's gross. Katie says it's gross. I don't like the GoFundMe personally, Jones. And yeah, you know what? A lot of people do not think that it's in good faith, really. They think that basically she put it up there because it says go fishing and something else. Sea Heels, I don't know much about her either. I know some things that I've heard. we're about to get into it, though. That's for sure. She shouldn't have brought the cousin into it. You know what? Yeah, that's and I think the cousin didn't want anything to do with it. Yeah, I don't know. I think she had to apologize to the cousin though. I think she ended up apologizing to her and telling her or apologizing to her for doing that to her, for basically involving her when she shouldn't have. But honestly, it's got like a tackle box as the front of it. And all I could think was, I don't know if I can even take this serious. Like, just want a quiet place to go fishing or something like that. I don't know. We're going to go over it, though. Like I said, we're about to get into it. So we're going to go over that GoFundMe here. I'm going to pop this off. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go pin the link real fast so we got that out the way. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so the link is pinned there. So if anybody wants to pop up and, give me your opinion on it, you're welcome. You're more than welcome to come up and like I said, give your opinion on it or whatever. Otherwise, we're going to watch this video that Deets on the Streets did. She's got some of them that are put, like most of the guys came out and did their own. So she's got most of them all in one. So we don't have to bounce around, which is great. I think that's awesome. If you guys ain't subbed to Deets on the Streets, you better go sub up to her because she does amazing videos. Jones in too. We're about to play your recent video. Girl, I love it. Heels in the air. Boom, girl. Yes. All y'all are doing some good ass job. Constance Sue has something to say. Y'all better go sub up to her. She's been dropping community tabs. She been dropping bombs on her community tab, y'all. Constance Sue has something to say. Y'all better go check her out. Straight up. Shit, I heard Beanie today. Pirate was over there talking to Beanie, telling him some deets too, y'all. See? Telling y'all, there's a whole lot going on. Damn, girl, you got 12,000 views on this video. Look at you go, baby. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Hell yeah. You're doing so good. Look at you, baby. I'm excited for you. Hell to the yeah. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get to it. Let's get right up into it here.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm currently out in the middle of nowhere sailing. I can't disclose where I'm at or what exactly I'm doing. But it's my responsibility to speak on the topic at least a little bit, or at least just give a statement. So I'm not very well known as much as some of the other members of the AWP team or former members of the AWP team, but I wanted to take at least a moment to just say that I stepped away. I've resigned from AWP due to moral obligations, due to a lack of proper leadership, and due to just needing to do what's right. So I support all the other members who have also stepped away, all those who are planning to step away, if there is such thing. I loved my time with Adventures with Purpose, but it has to come to an end. I know that I really don't have any followers on this channel yet, but if anybody decides to follow along, I'm just going to start chronicling all the cool, crazy adventures that I end up going on. All right, thanks.
Hello, I'm Nick Wren. It's Wednesday, November 9th. Just so everyone knows, as of yesterday, I formally resigned from my former place of employment, working for the search team. After hearing these allegations and listening to the information that's out there and what's available, I'm not okay with this. This is not right. And I can't sit by and support this and wait till lawyers make decisions and people wait to make statements. I just can't support it. It's not me. It's not who I am. And I don't want to be a part of it. And quite frankly, if these allegations are true, I hope justice gets served. I don't regret coming to work here and working with the teammates. You know who you are, all the people that helped, all the people that supported me and watched our videos. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, there's about possibly up to 30 more episodes that I worked on that I was either the host or the co-host on. And I don't know if I'll ever get to see those or if any of us will. We worked really hard on those. We worked with a lot of families, helped a lot of families, worked with a lot of law enforcement agencies, and brought a lot of answers to families and law enforcement around the country. It was an amazing time. Unfortunately, sometimes life takes you in different directions than you expect, and I've reached a fork in the road, and I have to go a different direction now. So that's about all I got to say. And if anybody wants to reach out to me with any ideas or thoughts on the future and what we can do to maybe pick up the pieces here and start this all over again, sometime in the future, you can reach out to me. I'll put my email in the description below. And with that being said, thanks again for all your support. And as soon as I have any more information coming in as to the future of what I'm going to do, or if some of my former teammates and I can brainstorm and figure out something, we will let you know. Thanks again.
A formal update on the current situation that I am in. I would like to firstly say that I will not be answering or making any comments on the current situation of Adventures with Purpose, but I would like to speak about what I am going to do and what I am going to do moving forward. Moving forward, I would like everyone to know that I am no longer a part of Adventures with Purpose. I have left the company because of personal reasons for moral obligation.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it real quick, and I'm gonna say I think an attorney might have wrote this up or written something up for them all to say, because they've all basically said the same thing. In every statement, it's pretty much all the same. That they're resigning due to moral obligation. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. What do you guys think? I know there's a lot of people that were asking them, Baby Gap included, if they were going to apologize to Kylie's family and Jagger. I don't see that happening. Although I think they fucking should. What they did to him was horrible. It was awful. You know, 230, what was that? Or 290 million subs, or something. What do they got? 3 million subs, 9 million subs. I don't even know what 2.9 million subs. I don't fucking know what they got. They got a fucking shit ton of followers. So for them to do that to Jagger was bullshit. Straight bullshit.
Moving forward, I will pursue my creative passion when it comes to filming, storytelling, and the creative desire to continue documentary work along with some other freelance stuff. This is pretty much all I have to say amongst the subject matter. As far as everything I have learned this past year, it has been a pleasure working with really amazing people, but sometimes things just have to come to an end. For me personally, this is the end of my chapter. I figured going live would be a lot more simpler than editing a video because I felt as though it could just be over and then I can move on. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting me. I've received a lot of love and support from a lot of people. A lot of people have been calling and messaging me and just reaching out, and I appreciate that. Thank you guys for your support, and we will see what happens in the future.
So, I don't know. To me, it seems like they're all saying the same thing. Do you guys think an attorney gave them something to say or told them what to say?
Everybody wants to know how I feel.
All right, here we go with Doug's. All right, you guys, we're going to watch his video now.
Everybody wants to know how I feel right now. You know, I have become the voice of our purpose, you know, what we have all come together to do. And now what has happened 30 years ago has come to light and it's affecting everybody involved with this. There are contracts in place. There's legal ramifications. I mean, you know, with me even speaking my opinion. But in this scenario, I got to keep it real to everybody who loved Adventures with Purpose, who loves Adventures with Purpose, who loves what we were able to accomplish in this world. We've proven that what we have done works, it's effective, it's a need for it. You know, we tell people stories. We are the voice for the voiceless. When we are covering these people's stories and going into their homes and representing them and telling their story of their missing loved ones, that's what it is we do. Do nothing else, you know? And I'm not just speaking for me, because I'm not the only one that's involved in this. There are other people's lives who are affected by this, you know? And that's what this is about. And being real is all you can be. That's all you got in this world is what you stand for and how you come up. Yeah, you know, done a lot of good in this world, and everybody's got a story to tell. Everyone, absolutely everybody has a story to tell. You know, where I come from, though, there's codes. Where I go from here, you know, I have a lot of support, and I love everybody who's reaching out and just telling me and letting me know that I have your support and that you stand with me. And my future is just going to go with being real. You know, I'll continue to follow the passion that I've developed with helping people, with, you know, telling somebody's story. You know, I come from the towing industry, and now I pull cars out underwater, helping families get answers. I've developed that passion. It's unfortunate that I've developed that passion and this has happened. It doesn't align with what I believe in. I have daughters, I'm a father, and I come from a real rough background, and I've changed my life. I've become a really good man, and I've always followed the code, and that code has been violated. with that being said, there's a lot of legal things that have to play out, and they got to play out, but it doesn't involve me, doesn't involve my name, doesn't involve anybody else's name that's been associated with it, because we've worked with a lot of people intimately, and there's a lot of people that are hurting right now. I'm just as heartbroken. I care a lot about what it is that I've been able to do. And where this goes, I don't know. I don't know where this goes. My future's bright. I'm going to always be okay. My family's going to be okay. And I kept it real, I can't wait for lawyers to make decisions. I have to defend my family. I have to defend myself. And unfortunately, that doesn't align with my future. It doesn't align with me at all. None of us, you know what I mean? None of us knew any of this. And I am just as shocked as everybody else. It's really unfortunate and heartbreaking. Yeah, man, people that know me, you guys know I'm a survivor, and I got nothing to hide. I'm not gonna hide nothing. Is what it is. Be positive, moving forward. There's people out there that have a story to tell. There's victims out there that have a story to tell, and I have been a voice for those victims. I'm gonna continue to follow that passion, and I know I'll have the support to do so. I'm respected in a lot of circles with agencies, and those who know me, and those of you who don't know me, get to know me. The future's going to be great, but it won't be what it used to be. We all got to move forward, whatever that means. I don't know. Appreciate each and every one of you.
So he also said, I don't want to offend anybody, but tow truck drivers really aren't like, what'd you say? How'd you say it? Let me see here. How'd you word it? They're not really empathetic or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like they're all reading the same thing. I feel like they're all reading the lawyer, like a lawyer wrote something up for them to all read out. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. They seem to like all read the same shit. I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, you're right. Jagger did have a story to tell. They tried to tell that story for him, and they not only that, they tried to accuse him. And then you guys, I mean, wait a minute. I forgot this. Yeah, our purpose, Cappy. Get the fuck out of here. I know, right? My thinker is broke. I know. Feel like there's steam rising from our heads right now. What's up, True Text? And you want to take your camera off, babe? You want to leave it on? What's up, babe? Rising from our heads. Oh. Rookie move, dang it. You gotta mute your YouTube, baby. You got it off, babe?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't want to, you know what I mean?
I think it sucks, and it's, what was it? Less than a month ago, they're out there asking for donations. Now they're asking for apologies and stuff. And you're talking about that sister wanting to GoFundMe. It's all a bunch of crap, man. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm sorry. Don't want to offend anybody, but that's my opinion. I think it's a bunch of BS. I mean, they knew about that before that, in my opinion, before all this Kylie Rodney stuff. So I mean, that's really all I got to say about
Yeah, but
that.
I mean, come on, it's $1 million. What the fuck did she make $1 million GoFundMe for? Come
That's
on,
what I'm
man.
saying. I mean, she wants some money. Go
That
after
don't make
Bill
no
back
sense.
away. Sue. That's what Americans do is sue. Don't ask me for it. I ain't got $1 million. You don't ask for money. What I give you is what I give you because I can and I want to. All these other freaking people that ask for money and all this other crap, I don't send them anything. I mean, that's just me. But I mean, I'm offended by all that. I mean, it's just a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. So, what do you think, Miss Queen?
I really think it is some bullshit, to keep it real with you. $1 million. I think that it would have been well, I don't know. I think it would have been better had they first of all, I think it would have been a little better if she wouldn't have included the cousin's name. And she just basically put that in there without her permission, without asking. She did it. I guess she did apologize and take it out. But once you put that out there, the damage is already done. Cotton, yes. Smells like a Mike Long. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. That's what I'm feeling like. I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, she did say something happened to her as well, right? Not just the cousin. She said something happened to her too, or am I wrong with that? Did she?
And I'm not making light of that at all. But we're not the ones with the money, are we? It seems like AWP's the ones with the money.
Yeah, but I mean, she sees how people like give money hand over fist. Like they give AWP money. Like, I don't know. When you listen, okay, so if you go listen to, here, I'll try to see if I can find it. If you go listen to Doug talk with Nick when they're in front of there's a news lady out there, he says like 4 times, and it's more like 3 times. He says it 3 different times. We run on a shoestring budget. We run on a shoestring budget. If we didn't run on a shoestring budget, we could do more for families. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? They sneak those little words in and people think that they need donations and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like they said, they mentioned something about Kylie's $75,000 reward, but they didn't know if they was going to get it. Now they have Squirrel Girl going off on here saying that she had an interview with Nick, the tow truck guy, but you don't get to hear Nick's voice. You don't get to see any proof that she had a conversation with him. No comments, no nothing. But she basically expects people to believe that she had this conversation with Nick, the tow truck driver, and he told her all this information.
Well, I would be willing to bet that most people in your chat and then most people in your memberships operate maybe not on a shoestring budget, but a tight budget these days.
Shit, paycheck to paycheck, if at the least. You know what I mean? That's why we don't fuck around over here. We don't know. Hell no.
Yeah, I mean,
don't fucking give it. Don't fucking be donating to me or anybody else. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Period.
There ain't nobody eating steaks in this house, trust me. But I mean, that goes. It's not like the Red Cross during a tornado or a hurricane. I mean, you know, these people, I thought they were nonprofit, but it's come out that they were not a nonprofit. And they got like chunks of money, and he wasn't supposedly that nobody was getting paid. I mean, no, sorry. There ain't no money bleeding turnip coming from me on that. I'm sorry. They need to go after the person who's got the money over there. I'm not a hard-hearted person, but that's bad. Don't be asking folks that ain't got it for money when you don't. when there's people that owe you the money that do have it. That's the thing of it. In my opinion. So I'll shut up before I say something stupid. Or did you mute me already thinking I was going to say something stupid?
No, I was looking for something. No, I was going to pull that GoFundMe up so we could read it real fast because it's about I feel like it's definitely I don't fucking know, but
I feel you. I feel you. I mean, it just don't seem right. I'd like to know her finances or their finances, who's asking for it and why. I mean, oh, Kate, that's funny as hell. I'm not leaving you hanging, Queen. I just hate to say too much to hang myself. So it's like,
oh, you're fine. I was sitting here reading these so that I have somebody sent me an email and it has like 6 counts of shit Jared has on his record, I guess, from before.
see, and I don't hope
I was
that.
gonna pull it up, but I just don't know if that's maybe I don't know. Where's B Tim?
Well, I don't hold someone's. I mean, this past is a little different than most, but I don't hold people's past against them. It's just like, come on, man. I mean, people's present. There was a lady on here earlier. I don't know her, but she's in here, and her grand. I think it was her dad and her grandson or something in the hospital in the state in California, and she's here. I mean, she's probably in a lot more need of money than the lady who wants this $1 million GoFundMe page. I don't know. I mean, everybody's hurting right now, and it's like, I think it's sad what these people did, or this person did, or this company, whatever. If it's incorporated or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a prick. I haven't screwed anybody out of any money in my life, so I don't know. Feel sorry for all them guys that work for him. I mean, they got families. It's just when did they know it? And how long have they been faking it? Or if they've been faking it. I hope not. I hope they found out when everybody else did, but I don't know. That looks like my tackle box.
Yeah, so okay, here's her this is her this is her GoFundMe. Let's see here. Hello, my name is Chessika Leisek. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I am trying to raise funds for my hero, my cousin, myself, our families, and anyone else that comes forward so we are able to get a good lawyer if needed due to the current case against my older brother. What the fuck? All right, first of all, I thought she took her cousin's name out of it. I didn't think her cousin had anything to do with it. All right, honey. I see it back there. I'll check it out here in a little bit, baby. Or you can email me or something. Hold on, let me finish this real fast. Okay, so hold on here. So let's see here. Needed a good lawyer. Okay, I thought she said hold on. I'm trying to raise funds for the hero, my cousin, myself, our families, and anyone else that comes forward, so we are able to get a good lawyer if needed due to the current case against my older brother. So we are able to hide if necessary for our own safety at this time. And so we can go fishing instead of working right now,
Oh, Jesus.
if that so pleases us. We are strong, but we are both emotional disasters on a roller coaster ride from HE double chopsticks right now. A lot of people have been asking us to start a GoFundMe account, and after several days of being emotional and feeling like I am not able to work at my best right now, I decided to open this GoFundMe account to see if we are able to get help we need. Thank you to all the people that talked me into doing this. We don't like asking for handouts. However, I have been convinced over the last few days by numerous people that we do need money, and a lot of it right now, so we can feel empowered as we are up against a creep with a lot of funds. Thank you for your time and consideration in this matter. Thank you for letting us be an inspiration to others who are going through similar situations. Thank you for praying for us. Thank you for sending positive thoughts and healing energy. Thank you for all the emotional support. Wow. What the fuck?
Well, if there's anybody on Queen Bee's channel other than those people that need to go fishing for some emotional support, you contact Queen Bee and come down and hang out at my place for a couple days. I ain't gonna give you no money. Bring your own food. But that's ridiculous. I mean, give me some money and I'll go take a vacation.
Yeah, $1 million. They need and look, it's at $125. So motherfucking people do not believe this.
Yeah,
they're not buying it. She's had 8 donations. And it's been up, 2 days? Okay, hold on. Update and apology because I messed up, everybody. So this is the second one. Let's see. November 8th, 2 days ago at 10:20 p.m. So I don't know how many days this was out, but I would like to publicly apologize to my cousin, who I refer to as my hero, as I did not seek her permission before opening this page. Been very emotional these last few days and started going back into survival mode, which I knew all too well. Wanting to protect my family that is in danger at this time was all I could think about, and you are the first person I would give money to, so you would have legal and physical protection if needed. However, I should have asked you first. Yeah. Because it looks like she's in it for money. It doesn't look like she's in it for, getting justice. It looks like they're in it for money.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a survival mode situation. Yeah. And I was not joking. If anybody on your channel needs to get
we're not going to be inviting people out to your house.
No. I'm just saying though, but fishing's free. I mean, there's a lake, a creek.
Yeah, there's lakes all over the place. They can go fishing.
That's right. I mean, that was kind of my point.
But what she's trying to say is that they're in fear for their life. They can't go fishing. They can't. I mean, basically what she's saying is they're in fear for their life. They might have to go into hiding and they might need it for an attorney. Bunch of bullshit, but either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, bunch of bullshit either way. So my cousin's reaction when I sent her the link was not as I had anticipated. She graciously thanked me for the gesture, but declined any sort of financial help, as this is about justice and not about money. What did I tell you?
Her cousin's got some morality there, sounds like.
Yeah, she was probably pissed. Because it does make her look like she's all about money. That's exactly what it looked like. After realizing my mistake and apologizing to her earlier, I told her I would be posting an update about what happened. It was my bad, everyone. It was my bad, everyone. What the fuck?
Well, at least you got to give him credit. She owned it.
It is about justice. It's not about money, but money would be helpful. Of course it would be.
Hell yeah, it's helpful.
So it's like this. I'm going to try to get her a lawyer and protection, whether she likes it or not. I flat out told her that she comes first, and tears got tossed around. She needs to be put first. She is a hero. She is a kind and loving person. She would be grateful if all I ended up raising was enough for a tank of gas. She literally deserves the best of the best in all things. So it'll hopefully be enough so she can fill up with premium.
Has to be premium.
Oh, and I apologize to everyone else for the my bad, which just gave you more to read, but it had to be said. November 9th. Okay, so there has been a lot of criticism due to the $1 million. I had no idea what to put as a goal for two reasons. First, this account was opened on a whim due to extreme emotions and wanting to protect loved ones as well as myself. Had I have done research and had an approximation of expenses for said reasons, I'm sure I would have had a different figure. Second reason is that there is no price to put on a human life and protecting human lives. People are priceless, and GoFundMe did not have priceless as an option for a goal. Thank you for your love and support. Monetary support is not expected, but due to all of the people that wanted to have a place to donate, there is now a place. Have an awesome evening. So obviously there's other people who are reading into this, and I don't know who all told her to set up a GoFundMe, but not very many people told her to set this up if there's only $125 in it after 2 days. So don't know what the fuck happened there, but
because the optics are very bad. I mean, it just, the optics are bad. This is period. I guarantee you, if anybody that's been on your channel put up a GoFundMe for something that was felt like it was any kind of decent, legit thing, that'd have done surpassed that 5 times in a day. Easy. That's just my opinion, but I could be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of shit. I feel for them. I feel for those ladies. I do.
I was gonna play a couple of her videos that she's got up where she's like singing and shit. Have you guys seen them?
Nope. Yeah, Kate does crime. I feel like she's a victim too. I mean, but not by none of us.
Okay, so this is a video from her Facebook, and it says, just recorded this, haven't watched it yet, so it is what it is. And then at the end, it says, Mom and Dad, I'm challenging you to do the right thing. Please stop Jared Leisek. So we're going to listen to this real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
I haven't heard it. I don't know if anybody else has or not, but
Keep on annoying.
A second. I'm going to share the screen, and we're about to watch this.
And that girl's comment's 100% correct.
Okay, so I came in here to sing this morning, so I don't want to keep on annoying the people staying with me right now. So they are totally awesome. So I have help and protection. I was able to get 4 hours of solid sleep last night. But I also don't want to just keep singing and doing my thing in my very small place. So I figured I'd come in one of the rooms, shut the door, and that way they hear it, but from a distance, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, just trying to be respectful of the people helping me right now. And but when I came in here, of course, hanging by my bed, this beautiful thing right here. I hardly ever wear jewelry unless I'm like on stage and dressing and acting all weird and stuff. But that's from my mom. My mom gave me that years ago. And so I put it on. And I would like to challenge my mom. Hey, Mom, this video is dedicated to you. I know that somewhere in your heart that you believe in the Lord. I know that you know what's right and wrong. I know that you know a lot of things and more things than I know about. And it would be awesome if you came forward. And it would be awesome if you could talk some of the others, and you know who I'm talking about, into coming forward as well. Because right now there is a lot of support for the victims. There are a lot of people that are coming out saying that they are also afraid of Jared. You are not alone. It's time that he stops manipulating you. So it's time that you stop living in fear of the wrath of Jared, like everyone else. And it's time that you become a voice so that maybe others can come forward and others can start the healing process. It is never too late, ever, to start the healing process. It needs to start.
That's not showing in the YouTube side.
You're the only one that can back me on that story, at least right now.
The video didn't show on the YouTube side.
Oh, it didn't pop up?
Well, I went over there and I was making comments and listening, but no, when I come back over here, no, it didn't show over there.
Well, fuck, I might not have put. Oh, they said they can see it fine. It's shown. Now, why you just did me like that, texting?
But you could hear it. I mean, but I'm sorry, I came back over here and it was like I was.
Look, I'm putting it back on.
I'm not being a jerk. Come on, sweetheart.
I love you. You crack me up.
I know you wish you had that girl Cappy or Tim up here, but damn it, get one of them to jump up and help. I mean,
you're doing fine, baby. You're fine. You're okay. If you don't want, you ain't got to sit up here if you don't want to, honey.
I'll sit up here.
I love it that you're up here.
My ass out of here.
That's fine.
See, it's still showing that wording up there. It's not.
All right, I got to find our spot, and I'm popping it right back on.
I feel bad about me mentioning it.
And it's time that you become a voice so that maybe others can come forward and others can start the healing process.
Still
It's
ain't
never
showing.
ever to start the healing process.
It ain't working.
It needs to start for a lot of people, and you know who I'm talking about.
It's probably
You're the only one
paused.
that
You
can
need to
back
just
me on
close
that
your
story.
YouTube out. Just close
At
the
least
whole
right
thing
now.
down and start over again.
So I need your help. Let's do the right thing. Let's stop living in fear. So that being said, I'm doing my normal thing this morning, singing, trying to get out the door. And instead of a bunch of metal songs, I only did a couple of those. And then I guess I shouldn't say I'm going to. I have been doing a lot of Christian songs, and I will continue to do that and leave with love in my heart today because it felt really good yesterday. Yesterday, I felt like I needed to leave in survival mode, and then I felt in my heart that I needed to leave feeling protected by the Lord, not just that I needed to protect myself. So, which I know all too well, and it's a horrible way to live, especially for 3 decades. So, anyways, like I said, got some sleep last night, prayed myself to sleep last night, prayed for a lot of people, including my brother. And I am ready to get out the door to work soon. And I'm going to do it with Jesus. So just saying, judge me if you want, but this is my life. And I am going to push play on the song. I don't care if you don't like my voice. It's not about my voice. This is literally about, this is what makes me feel good. This is the real me. So people want to still question me, they can still question me, but this is me. So I'm a mess. I'm a mental mess. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. He's up there somewhere, all around us probably. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I do have lipstick on my teeth or something, don't I? I can see it. Maybe I should have just done an audio. I look like crap. Whatever. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy.
shining by the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. High lifted up, shining by the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Lift it up. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Fuck. Yeah, I said the F word in the middle of a Christian song. I have a feeling that I'll actually be seeing God soon. So I'm prepared. I've been a good person.
The chat ain't having a. They're not a big fan of this shit.
Texan, you don't think they like it?
I don't think so. You can give you one or a thumbs up or thumbs down, but from what I'm reading, no, they still like no. I don't think so.
You don't think they're gonna listen to this song tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. You're funny as hell because I mean you're laughing at me now because you like.
I'm laughing at you. I am not laughing at you, baby.
I'm being truthful, but I mean the other day when I was fucked up, but I didn't mean to. But it was.
I want to know though, if on a real note though, I really kind of want. I'm kind of. She has me sad, like wanting to know what's going on. Why she feels like she's gonna see God soon. What was that? Like what?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I mean, I have nothing against God. I just don't want to look at him tomorrow morning. I mean, fuck.
They're all laughing with you, baby. They're not laughing at you. They're laughing with you.
You know,
look, Queen's making us all suffer.
Yeah, they were on your ass. It's like your ears. My ears are killing me.
Hey, I'm just trying to see what's been going on, man.
Well, I was trying to but you were right. I had to refresh the YouTube to get that show.
Was that like a veiled threat of unaliving herself, or does she think somebody's coming to murder her?
I don't know. That's what I just said. I don't know. I'm not sure how to take that, to be honest. I don't know.
I'm not either. That's a little bit disturbing, to be honest. I mean, I get spiritual moments and all that, and I'm trying not to judge her. It was weird for me. It was uncomfortable for me. And my husband, when Texan interrupted you, he goes, wait, this is Queen Bee's channel?
But that girl, I think it was you saying, like, oh, my ears are killing me or something.
No, I didn't say my ears were killing me. I said, this is fucking weird, because it is. I not praise and worship or even a connection with God, but doing it like this all up in the camera, and I don't know, like I just feel some type of way. I don't, but I'm also a very private person.
Wait, they said her mom disowned her. So I think maybe she's emotional because she says, Mom, tell the truth. Mom, I'm asking you to come forward and tell the truth or something like that.
So this is the one who was disowned after being R'd?
So, okay, she thinks Jared's going to come and unalive her. That's okay. That's what she's saying.
Oh, Man, y'all think he'd do that? I don't think he'd commit
No,
the
I do
redraw.
I don't know. He doesn't. I mean, so the GoFundMe is
Now, if
Chessika's GoFundMe.
And
She
who's
made
this
it for
on the
her and her
screen?
cousin. She made it for her and her cousin, and then her cousin said, "Please do not make it for me. I want no part of that. I don't want it to be about money. I want it to be about justice."
Okay, but who's singing on the screen? Is that Chessika or somebody
Yes,
else? That's
Chessika.
Okay, so Chessika made the GoFundMe, and Chessika also thinks she's going to be unalived soon. Just making
Yes,
sure I'm
that's right.
understanding.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to kind of just be quiet because I don't want to judge anybody, especially not in this position.
Right.
And I don't like talking about SA much. You know that because it's just too much. But like I was starting to feel confused. And then when she said that, I was like, wait, is she threatening to self-harm or does she mean somebody's going to harm herself? You see what I'm saying?
Well,
So
and I mean, yeah, that's right. I didn't know how to take it either. I wasn't sure if she meant like is, you know what I'm saying? She's scared for
Yeah.
her life, or she's, had enough and she's like, dealing with pain, like she's dealt with it for a long time. She's gonna, unalive
Well, and
herself.
if
I
she's
did not know
having
how to take it, to be honest with
if
you.
she's having emotional issues, she may indeed feel like she's going to die from all this. It may not be her being as dramatic as
Well,
it
and I
she
know a lot of
literally feels
people,
like it.
yeah, trauma is real, and a lot of people are
Yeah.
giving her a lot of shit. A lot of people are saying, why are you coming forward now? Why are you coming forward after 30 years? You guys are doing this for money. And then when this GoFundMe came out, they were like, yep, you're doing it for money. We told you, we knew you were doing it for money and money only. So they've been on her ass. You got to think he's got what, 3 million followers or whatever the fuck I was saying earlier. I was all
Well, you got $1 million isn't that much. All their followers would have to give less than 50 cents to meet that goal. If you look at it from those, terms, it's not that much money at all.
Yeah, but see, not everybody donates to them. Not all their subscribers are financially.
Yeah, but they have like 3 million. We only need a couple million of them to give 50
cents.
I
mean, they get people like Ryan Upchurch that donates $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
girl, you know me, I don't donate to GoFundMe's unless it's a dying child I know personally. I don't do GoFundMe's anymore. I've been burned. But
well, yeah, but a lot of people do. They'll see this and they do. But I think a lot of people.
Not this time.
The money, right? Because the money shows she's only got $125. It's not like she's got, $200,000 or even $1,000. Fuck, she don't even have 500 yet. She's been out for 2 days.
That's why I went back in the comments. I was reading them, and when that girl said that, I said, "You're right. That's all it takes is those folks donate a little bit of money each, and it's done."
But the thing is, though, is she's talking about she wants it for legal fees. She wants money for either legal fees for to go fishing. Hold on, Kendra. We're back here. Hold on.
I felt like that was an honest way to put it. Was it appropriate or tactful in this situation? Well, fuck no, but I feel like she was being honest,
Yeah, I think you're right.
Kendra, are you up here?
Yes, I'm up here.
Sorry, I didn't.
You're good.
I ran over the screen, like put you up here, and then dropped you right back off. So I'm sorry about that. What's up, girl?
I came on because I saw the sister on another stream. It was like 4 days ago, and she was on there, and she was saying that she was scared for her life, and she was actually talking to her brother. I'm just not gonna drop names because I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, I know that down the rabbit hole, I seen that she did the interview with the cousin and her, I believe, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or did she go on somebody else's too?
The one I saw, it was only her. It's a black chick creator.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking. I think I know who you're talking about.
And she was on there for like an hour and a half, and then she was actually talking to her brother as if he was listening, and she was just like, "Just come do it already. Just come do it already." So she was really like feeling like she was. She feels like she's in danger, and then there was another guest up there who was like, "No, he's not gonna do anything." And
did you feel like when you were watching it, did you feel like it was for like drama and views, or like you know what I'm saying?
Did she seem genuine?
Like it was serious.
Could you see her face?
I mean, just in your
She called in, so you
Okay.
couldn't see her face. She was really
Damn.
emotional. I don't want to say she was screaming, but basically the whole time she was really emotional, not crying. Maybe she's just angry. Maybe that's what it is.
Right.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
anger. But to
Yeah.
me it seemed strange, but she like I don't know. I don't see him as like I don't know, But she was basically saying how a lot of the stuff that he said was a lie and how he's manipulative and that she was so fearful for her life against him.
Well, she
So,
just came out after what, 30 years? These girls are coming out and saying these allegations. And I could see where it may feel like the world's closing in on you a little bit, maybe, that's a long time to hold something in and then scream it to what feels like the entire world, I'm sure. So I don't know, like, I don't know. I just feel like people will take advantage of this for sure.
yeah, YouTube is dangerous, but I just wanted to share that because I had heard her. I just heard it today, but I saw it happen 4 days ago. So,
No, thank you.
all right, y'all. Thanks, Queen.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
appreciate
everybody.
you. Thank you, baby.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that's good to know because I didn't even know she was up on a panel, let alone did all that happen. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
there's been a couple of panels that has had discussions with the alleged victims and stuff, and I hate even saying it that way, but I'm trying to be respectful of the law, and I just feel like it's just another time I wish people would stay off social, but I also know that
well,
she's panicking, it seems like,
I have to say, I don't know. Kalia says she hangs with bikers, rides a bike, and she's scared of Jared. Yeah, okay.
Well, those bikers have probably never pinned her down and done anything to her.
She said, yeah, they did. That's why that one of them did. That's why she got in with the other ones or something like that. It's in her. She was telling a story. There was something. Let me go try to find out if I can't find it. Because she had said that she left at an early age, all kinds of stuff. So
Marie said, check your DMs, please.
Okay.
I just, I don't know. I think that I just don't know, you guys. And I think that, one of them talked about having to run drugs, and maybe there was other, work that they did that was unsavory to fend for themselves. And, maybe they feel like they deserve some money. I don't know. I can't speak for them. I don't even want to try.
Okay, so look, this was sent. I'm going to read it. Okay, this is from Chessika's Facebook. So it says, I got an order today to deliver to Jared L. on the outskirts of Redmond, Oregon. Delivery instructions said go through Green Gate and go to the house. When I pulled up to the electric gate, it started closing. So I parked and got out of my vehicle with the order as I saw a man in the distance walking up the driveway. It was my older brother, Jared Leisek, who started screaming, fuck you, Chessika. No, Jared, you can't fuck me anymore, you psycho piece of shit. You knew who had your order and was driving all the way out there. Don't be mad at me for supporting people who want to put you away. Be mad at yourself for the things you have done to others. I might have been the first one you essayed, but I was far from the last. You are not a hero like many others think you are. You're a narcissistic piece of shit that's about to go down for your own actions. I'm not afraid of you like others are. You can't brainwash me like you have done to others. You made your bed, and now it's time for you to toss and turn and lose some sleep over your own actions. It's only a matter of time that the truth of Jared Leisek is revealed. Thanks for showing your face today. Now we know where to send the police.
So is this the same girl that's saying she's scared for her life?
Yeah, that's why people are saying that she's contradicting herself.
Well, she's probably going through a whole roller coaster of emotions. And when she first came out, she's like, fuck you, I'm doing this. And then after several days
okay, right. But you see, just like they did with Billy Joe, the same shit. Like they pick everything apart. Every case, girl. It don't matter what case it is. They do this shit. I know. It's like they pick every little thing apart and everything she posted. And so for her to post, I'm not scared of you and I'm not scared of my life. Fuck you. You know, that says, it contradicts that she's saying she's scared for her life and wants money to, you know what I mean? Here, Cap says, let's see. I feel like Chessika is sort of fucking her cousin over right now and she is on some bullshit.
I understand that feeling. Sounds like her cousin got upset with her too, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say her cousin seemed to say, you know, don't say that. I'm not, you know.
I mean, the woman could be histrionic. We don't know her, but it's a fucked up situation and it really causes people to say and do messed up things. So it's, without knowing her, it's hard to say. You know what I mean? She could have other things that go on that could affect her normal everyday dealings. And then you add something like this and it's just too much, you know? I don't know.
What up, Willow?
What else?
Willow!
What up, my dude? What's happening, my guy?
Shit, man. Well, you actually touched on what I was fixing to say. Like, we on the wrong channel. Like, I can't do it here. I'm just gonna be real with you. Y'all know how I feel I feel about AWP and Jared. This is what pisses me off. I'm gonna tell you right now. I was on a panel the other night that a stream got deleted because of the conversation I was having. They just ended it right then and there, and that kind of bothers me. I'm just gonna leave it at this. Look, man. We live in a culture right now.
We got that in common.
Well, we live in a culture right now that there's certain things you're not allowed to question. And I think that's bullshit. And I'm just going to say that straight up, it's bullshit. Because if I'm supposed to just listen and to believe everything that anybody says, then let's go in and arrest everybody in the Simon house right now. Because there's about 40 people in that yard that says there's a child murder in there. How come we ain't just listening and believing that one? Why? Same thing. It's exactly the same thing. But I'm supposed to just take this?
No,
I'm sorry, man. There's a whole lot of shit about this story that don't add up. And I said this on this panel the other day. I said, don't pad the stats. If you pad the stats, what you do is you fuck your movement and you fuck everybody that comes behind you that had a legitimate claim. You fuck them. You fuck them. Don't pad the numbers. Don't make it bigger than it needs to be. If something happened, just be honest and tell the truth and let justice take its course. Because if the wrong person ends up in jail, then justice really wasn't served at all. So
yeah, but how do you know they're not just being honest? What do you mean, Willow?
Well, you don't. But I'm going to be honest about this. I think this mass exodus of AWP, I do think it was premature. I don't know what the underdiver said. I've seen the clips. I haven't watched it. I don't know exactly what he said. But I'll tell you what he should have said was, I've known this guy for a long time. This is some crazy allegations. And, of course, nobody supports this. Nobody stands with this. Nobody is in any favor of this kind of shit at all. But I've known this guy for 10 years. There's nothing to lead me to believe.
See, they have known him 10 years. So maybe they already get skeezy, nasty vibes from him. And this was just their out.
If they get skeezy, nasty vibes, then fuck them all. You shouldn't have been working for them anyway. That makes you all pieces of shit for staying.
Okay, so you've lacked every single boss you've ever had. You've never had a boss give you bad vibes.
I've had lots of bosses. But if I thought, my boss was, shedding a 9-year-old, I'm out. I'm definitely out on that one.
I think issue with that, though, Willow, is that Jared admitted it through a fucking email. So I don't feel like it's a premature mass exodus.
But there's the thing. Everybody is hinging a whole lot on that emails. I'm the most illiterate son of a bitch you've ever seen when it comes to tech. And I can whip you up emails that never happened. Give me 5 minutes. I promise you I can make it stick.
Didn't Jared say himself that the emails
in that email?
No, you didn't listen. You're not listening to my question. I was under the understanding that one of the reasons he hadn't made a statement is because he said his email spoke for him. Am I misunderstanding?
Well, where did he say that?
No, I
thought that was in an email.
I think that that's what he said.
Kathy,
I have to go back.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think
email, co-signing an email.
Hold on, sweet tea, baby. You want your camera on or you want it off? Well, I got the screen up or whatever. So,
I mean, if you believe that he summoned her to his house, why the hell would he send emails? He's got balls enough.
I didn't say that I believe that, but the girl that got summoned to his house, I do not believe is the same girl that he had the emails with. And I'm being told in chat I'm right. So I think you're misunderstanding, Willow.
Cousin, okay.
You got it wrong, Willow.
Sister went by the house. Cousin was the one confronting him in emails. Cousin story to me, she was 9, he was 17. Sister and brother are a year apart. They got a totally different like story of trauma and shit. And I feel like, okay, listen, you guys are gonna think I'm a dick, but I don't really care. Fuck it.
You're a dick, Cappy.
No, I'm a total dick, but I'm just gonna be an honest dick is what I'm gonna be. I'm not saying that she's not a survivor. I'm sure she is, but just because she's a survivor doesn't mean she's a good person. I feel like she is hijacking her cousin's case and making it all about her. She made $1 million GoFundMe, making an ass of herself. And she also, like, before all this came to the surface, when it was kind of just like people were not really believing it, like about a month ago or so, she was just, left, right, and center on her Facebook, like, you know what, I have to go do something in Florida. Funds would be much appreciated. Like, just real entitled and real, like, tacky about fucking money.
Oh, I'm not arguing whether or not it's tacky. I just think that Willow saying that the mass exodus was premature is not the most well-informed statement he's ever made.
No, I think hinging something on an email that has not been corroborated by anybody is absolutely reasonable.
Well, he has indictments, though. Don't you think that that's kind of like, whoa?
I think that's the only. I think that's the only step.
Willow is.
I've been indicted twice and I haven't been charged for either. Next.
Yeah, but you're not earning brownie.
Yeah, but they're not sex crimes, though. Sex crimes.
No, but actually, I'll go a step further because the statute's up. They were right about one of them, and it still didn't get me. How's that?
But was it the RAP of a 9-year-old child?
No, it wasn't.
So let's compare apples to apples, at least, please. That's not a comparison.
Well, I don't think anybody on this panel can compare that. Has anybody here shagged a 9-year-old? I'm going to say probably not.
No, but Willow,
but you're the only one trying to. Willow. Nobody else is trying to do that.
No, I'm definitely not trying to do that. I'm saying that we don't, like everything else in the true crime community, it's one more case that we don't really know anything.
In the chat trying to tell you that Jared.
Oh, no, I know exactly what they're trying to tell me. I've done this in several chats before. I'm aware, yes.
Oh, so you're purposely being obtuse.
No, well, to some degree, because I think the community needs to get a grip on what part of true crime do you really want? Do you want justice and true? Because true seems to be so fucking far removed from the dinner table. Well, it's not even on the menu anymore in this community.
And an admission by the perpetrator, I'll accept it.
But where's that admission?
Oh,
okay, listen.
And if there is an admission, then why does anybody really care if he's made a statement or not? If there isn't an admission, why does everybody care if he makes a statement? He's going to go to jail then, so who gives a shit? Right.
I think that, like, you saying that the mass exodus was premature was like, I think that you would probably want to do the same thing if thousands of people were like, whoa, do you know about this? Are you involved?
Oh, no. See, that is where I am the outlier. If 1,000 people are in my inbox telling me what the fuck I should do because of what you think is right, that line's way drawn in the sand.
But regarding a sex crime with children, though, like, that's really like something somebody doesn't usually want to touch or even risk.
But that's the problem. And that's the part I think makes it a little premature. Man, what happens to some of these people? Like, here's my biggest issue, right? Is as much as I have trashed AWP, and this is one of the moments where I'm going to get to Willow as a flip-flopper. No, actually, let me show you what the true crime community is not used to seeing. What you're seeing right now is true unbiased. This is what true unbiased is like.
I call it a flip-flopper. I would call it purposely not looking at the facts available to you.
I'm holding
and making
the line.
An argument about a topic that's going to make you look real bad.
No, I'm holding the line of innocent until proven guilty.
You do know that Nugs, I see it in the back chat, but it is true. I've heard this before. That Nugs contacted him, that it's a good friend of Jared's, and asked him, hey, man, what's going on? And he said, the emails are on Reddit are my statement.
That's what I came up to say.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. How come he didn't show that text message?
I didn't realize you were in here.
No, that was
okay. No, I'm glad you mentioned that. So why didn't he show that text message? He did a video too. Why didn't he just hold the phone up right then and there? That would have been to this tea party right now. Why? I mean, why would you not show the text message?
That was his best
I can't
friend.
hear their answers.
Like, that was his really good friend. So I doubt he would have came on and lied about it. He came on and said,
we just said that thousands of people are pressuring you.
And Willow, do you know how hard it is to prosecute a sex crime?
Yeah, especially from 30 years ago. I'm the one that said that the day this hit. Don't get your hopes up. Nobody's going
No,
to jail.
it's
Short
not.
of him
It's not
admitting it,
just
he's
30
not going to
years.
jail.
You have to, for them to indict somebody. I promise you, they got more proof than them damn emails. That's a guarantee.
Listen, I want to tell you something, Lulu. Okay, so
A
like,
lot of people been indicted. They don't go to jail.
Just to keep it real, they can fucking indict a ham sandwich. I mean,
Yeah,
for real.
literally. I've been
But for a
indicted twice
sex
that nothing
crime,
happened.
that is y'all
Not on a
don't realize how
child SA charge. No, they can't indict a hand sandwich on that. It's
right.
much harder to get an indictment.
But I wanted to say something to you,
This
Willow.
is Utah from
listen.
30 years ago. Come on. I mean, they got.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Like I said,
It's
short
gonna
of
be a
him
hard
admitting
fight,
it.
that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
We can't.
Except for him admitting to
seen
it.
where they have not even prosecuted somebody when they have admitted they kind of did something wrong, and because there wasn't hard evidence, they didn't even prosecute.
That's
So
what we're saying. It's going to be really hard for them to, get a conviction out of this because they're really, other than the emails, we don't know what evidence they have, and those emails can be thrown out because they're from a
right,
business.
but I'm
We don't
saying
know
the
who they're
person
from.
admitted they kind of did something wrong, and they didn't even indict them. They didn't prosecute, indict. There was nothing.
Oh, you're
Because
talking about. Okay, I thought you were talking. You're talking about
something
a
else.
different
I'm talking
case,
about a
not
totally
this.
separate thing. No,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. In a sex
Yeah, I
crime,
was
and they
confused on
indict
that.
somebody. I'm near about guaranteeing they've got more evidence than just those emails. That is a very, very hard crime to prosecute.
Well, and the perpetrators also corroborated them. I'm gonna jump on you guys. I'll be in chat later.
Okay. Hey, Willow, I wanted to say something though because I said like most people don't want to like touch or even question a
Won't
sex.
question it.
Well, no, but what
I
I'm
think
going to
that's
say
a little
is that, like,
foul, actually. I think all things need to be
no.
questioned.
Listen though, like the community, a lot of the women in this community, myself, Queen, Kate, a few others, like spent 2 years defending this guy, Jake.
Well, people like me were trashing the shit out of him.
Well, no, like we defended him, right?
Yeah.
And he's a domestic abuser. He's a total piece of shit. But he's
Sorry,
not.
you're talking about somebody else. Sorry.
But he did not commit SA, and that was proven, right? And we defended him, and people went at our throats, dude. Like we were pedo defenders, and we were everything else.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of you.
It's not like we're saying this because we don't like him or just it's very telling, that email. And
You know what really sold me on this yesterday? Was
What?
in the chat right before the stream got deleted. Somebody said something, and about 38 people, monkeys, just absolutely just right on the back of it, wrote the same statement over and over. Just like when I was the first guy trashing AWP 5 or 6 weeks ago, I was told repeatedly what kind of asshole I was, and I hope I never need AWP, you piece of shit. Now all of a sudden, crickets. But last night in this chat, somebody said, well, you have to question a lot of the sister. The GoFundMe's bad, but her record ain't far from BHB's. Now, they were being a little hyperbolic, but they were just referring to the fact she had quite an extensive rap sheet. And you know what the chat had to say to that? Because they so blindly want to believe in the evil that they came out, about 30 people said the same thing. Oh, well, as a victim of, that's probably why she has that record. And I'm sorry, you will never sell me. I don't care what the crime is, no matter what happens to you in your life. Be it yesterday, be it 30. No, I'm finishing this one. Be it yesterday, be it 37 years ago. No matter what happens to you, you don't get to just be a piece of shit. I don't give a shit what happened. Don't care. You don't get a hall pass to be a grimy son of a bitch. I don't care if you came from a broken home. You don't get to sell crack on the playgrounds.
What on her record was made her a piece of shit, Willow? What on her record made her?
Well, that's even neither here nor there. I'm saying that in general.
No,
but so here's the question to that.
Said though.
No, but there's a point to
made
this.
her a piece of shit.
If we're going to believe everything in the emails, then, and you're going to use the exact same logic that if this happened to
you got a record, so does your record make you a piece of shit?
Depends on what I claim. If I,
okay,
yeah,
but
there's
I'm
some things in my past that
though,
would make me suspect. Sure, absolutely.
If you've never been SA, don't judge somebody on what they did. Because
what I'm getting
telling
at is,
you, for a woman,
there's a point
wait
to
a
this
minute,
story.
Wait.
But there's a hook to this.
For
has nothing to do with
a woman
that.
and a girl, it does something to them. They can see love. They can see different things in
so
different
if it happens
places
to a little
and search
boy,
it
it
out.
doesn't make it different. What happens to a little boy?
I don't know about a boy. I'm not a boy, but
well,
I know
but
I
that's
was
where I'm going with
and I know
this
what
is.
it did to me. So
if you believe
don't
that
judge
email,
that.
if you believe that email, he also says that he was a victim. So wouldn't that then, using that
But
same
I'm gonna
logic,
tell
be
you
a
That
something.
makes
If I
it
scapegoat for
was a
worse.
everything he
victim, that
does?
does not
That
mean that
makes
I'm gonna
it
go
worse.
victimize somebody else.
Yeah.
Because he
The
was a
victim
victim does not make him
Oh, but we've heard that
okay,
hundreds
we're
of
supposed to
times over the
check that off
years.
and say, okay, because he's a victim,
But
he
we've
can go,
heard that.
sleep with his sister and cousin.
I can
No,
point to about 4,000. I bet I can go find 4,000 videos on YouTube right now from shrinks saying that offenders tend to be victims of offenses. I bet I
exactly.
can.
But
That's my
that does
point.
not mean you still
Text and
have a
I'll bring
fucking
you back
choice
up here after a bit.
whether to do it to somebody else.
I
And
don't
I
think it should be
promise you,
done to
I would
anybody
never
ever.
do what was done to me. That is a guarantee.
Yeah, I agree. It should never be done, period. I'm just saying, using the same logic
You
of the chat,
cannot play that off just because he was a fucking victim. No.
well, then you
He was
can't escape
17
her
years
record.
old and knew
But
better.
that's my point. You
I
can't
will say
extend her
this
record
much.
because she's a victim either. That's
I
my
will
point.
say that
Exactly. You just said it.
they do tend to say that if you were a victim, that you're more
More inclined to repeat it.
susceptible to offend, and do it to
Absolutely.
someone else because it was what I'm
Well,
saying.
if he was 12, though, Queen, I would say, okay. He was 12. He's been,
No, we
he
don't
did
know
the
how
other
old
thing.
he was, and we don't
But
know how long it
seven,
went on with
no,
him.
I'm
Does
saying
anybody
if he
know?
did this to his cousin and
Yes, we
sister,
know he was
I'm
17.
saying, but
No, I'm saying when he
17,
was
17.
you
molested or raped,
fucking
do
know
we know
better.
how old he was or how long it went on?
No,
Or how,
no, we don't know that
we don't
part.
know. So it could have went on for years, right?
Yep.
So he could have
But
been,
still, at 17, I don't give him a hall pass for that. I just
we
don't.
I don't.
Because at 17, you know better.
Well, we don't either. Yeah, you definitely do.
You
But
don't hurt another child
what
just
we're trying to
because
say
you were
is
hurt.
when when someone when this happens, they're basically saying you have a higher
You
there's
do have a higher chance
to
of, yes. I've
reoffend
seen it
and hurt
over and over
somebody else.
again.
So
Right.
that's what we're saying. We're not trying to give him a pass. What we're
Yes.
saying is he obviously there was a higher chance when it happened to him for him to do it.
And that's probably why he did it. But the
And
thing
my whole
I'm
point
saying
is,
is, I would
he was
never
so
put.
comfortable in it that in the emails he was so comfortable in it. It says that she said that he did this directly above their grandma and grandpa's bed.
Exactly.
So obviously, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? If he felt that comfortable, obviously something had went down with him that way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't say.
Doesn't seem
But it
he's
goes
really.
back to
He's
see
still
the
a
same
sleaze
thing.
now. So I mean, what?
Well, and it just seems like they're asking their parents to do the right thing, their grandparents to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously this had went on for years and they swept it under the rug.
Well, it's
That's
been
what I'm getting
come to
at.
find out, it's been done to the. I think the mother had some stuff done to her. It's a family. There's a situation there, but it's the same thing with me being beat. I didn't beat my child just because I was beat. I didn't want my fucking child to ever feel like I felt. You can't give somebody a pass, and just because I beat my child, say
But there
little
you
Lonnie.
go. You're saying it though. You're saying exactly what I'm saying. My whole point to this, to hell with who did what, when, or the ages. The point I was making is to what the chat said. They were excusing her criminal record because she was a victim, and I said, well, using that same logic, can't you excuse his because he was a victim? I mean, that's why I'm saying you can't play that. I agree, you
Go
can't.
SA somebody. There's a difference, though, Willow.
I mean, nobody's called her into question yet. We don't know that.
Because she wanted to fucking forget being raped. I mean, there's a difference. There's a big difference.
The difference is if you're going to haul past somebody's behavior because of their whatever happened to them in their past, and you haul past their criminal behavior, their assholism, anything else, if you allow the haul pass of shit behavior to be because of something tragic that happened in your life, then God help us all as a society. Because we've all had shitty days, and I guess that means instead of paying it forward by paying for the guy's lunch behind me because somebody paid for mine, I guess now we just all purge. You steal my car, I break into your house and take your shit. And that makes it okay.
But the thing about it is, if you've never had this kind of abuse, it's hard for you to understand. You'll never. It's like saying that an addict, and not an addict will understand an addict. They will never understand addiction, and you know this. A non-addict will never understand addiction. Same thing. Same thing though with SA. Unless you've gone through it, you'll never understand the ramifications of it happening to you. And honest to God, I've seen people go one way or the other. But at the end of the day, you have a freaking choice. You have a choice whether you're going to do this or you're not.
Well,
Well,
what's
that was my
sad
point, though.
is
But
her
that's
mother.
my point, though, is to
What's
say
sad
that
is
she has
her.
a choice
She's
too.
saying her mom turned on her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who just
Yeah, and
fell
that
off. Who
sucks
jumped
even
off.
more. So that
Yeah.
means on top of SA, she was abandoned. So that's
Yeah. Try
another
not to use
trauma
the
on
full
top of a
word. You guys
trauma.
say essayed or you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
sorry. I'm
Hard
sorry.
or something like that. You know what I mean?
I didn't mean to say that word. Sorry, Queen.
No,
The
it's okay. I
story to
think
me
Kate.
just.
Oh no, Kate's still here. Somebody fell off. I don't know who the hell it was. Well,
Yeah,
No,
somebody did fall off, but L.
I
I
don't
bet
know,
you're
but like I hope she tells her story, and
Yeah.
I like because I feel kind of bad for feeling the way I do about her, but
I
immediately
hope she's telling the truth. I
but
really
like
do.
listen, immediately when she came on the scene, like red flags and vibes, bad vibes and red flags came with sister, not cousin, sister.
Oh, I believe the cousin wholeheartedly. The sister, I agree. I still think
Well, and you
she's a
gotta
victim.
think she grew up in the same house with Jared, did she not?
Right.
Yeah, I think
So,
she's a
I mean,
victim for
you know,
sure.
we don't know everything she went through. I mean, if she was, I mean, we really
Right.
don't. You know,
We
that's the
don't,
bad
and
thing.
I
Is
I
feel
just
bad.
err on the side of
we-
believing somebody until it's
this is
proven.
obviously a generational problem.
Well,
My point to the
I'm
AWP
not saying
side,
I
though.
don't believe her. I'm just saying that like it doesn't mean that she's
The
like
way
a
she
good
came
person.
off all
Right.
I don't
wrong.
I
like
get
what she's
that.
doing to
Yeah.
her cousin.
I
Like her
understand what
cousin,
you're saying.
her cousin didn't want it, and then she's like, "Oh well, I'm going to do it anyway." You know what I mean? Like
Right.
her cousin is about justice and doesn't want that like making her look like she wants money, and so she yelled at her, and then she edits it to say, "My cousin doesn't want this, but I'm going to do it anyway," and that kind of bothered me.
But
She's a
too,
scammer.
though,
She's a 100% fucking scammer.
But
Well,
Cappy,
she learned
that
from
might not be the
Jared.
case, though, Cappy. Some people believe after having stuff like that happen to them that the world owes them something. Believe
That
me,
makes
I've been there,
that
done that.
that
They
makes them a
don't.
scammer though. Like
No,
Right.
they don't.
Well, no, it
Wait,
doesn't make them a scammer. It makes their vision warped. I
oh,
mean, you know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Like
Their
she really
brain
believes
warped.
it. I get what you're saying. Okay,
Well,
sorry.
I'm going to tell you one other thing that I know from personal experience.
She
I'm
needs
not going to get too
therapy.
deeply into it as far as
She
where my
does need
charges came
therapy.
from. But what broke me of her was the story about the bikers. Don't ask me how I know, because that I'm not going to talk about or tell you on YouTube. But I'm going to tell you that culture does not exist in 1% clubs. I guarantee you. Hear what I'm telling you. It does not exist in a variant of clubs.
Oh, I didn't hear
And
anything about bikers.
It did. Wait, what do you mean the R word?
From
Go
one
back and
percenters?
I don't know. I don't feel
go
like
back
that's.
and read
I really don't feel like that's for us to judge on. Honestly, we wasn't
No,
there.
but
We don't know.
1% clubs it used to be pass around your woman. What do you mean, fool?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's some folklore horse shit you saw on History Channel. I'm
Bullshit.
telling you.
Bullshit.
Touch somebody's old lady in
Bullshit.
any of these clubs right here and see what that gets you.
Yeah, but like maybe not the
That's
old lady, but there's some
well,
women
Old
being
lady,
passed
but a
around.
girlfriend or
Stop
side
it.
piece.
Shit.
Just because it's their
I don't
wife,
know, man.
listen, just because it's
Willow,
their
come
old
on
lady,
now. You're
it's
a
different.
motherfucking G. You know this shit. Don't fucking sit here
You're
like
right, I am. And you should see what's hanging up on my coat rack right there. Trust me,
right.
I'm
So
telling
saying,
you.
you know what's up today.
I
There's a
absolutely
couple of
know
them.
what's
There's
up.
a couple of them that got OGs. Their old lady don't fuck around at all because those are housewives. But I'm saying right now, don't fucking sit here and act like they don't.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy's not real either. We don't let the girl hold the gavel and she doesn't get to
I
come
didn't
to
say
church
all
on
that either.
Sundays
Did I?
either.
No, I didn't. But I sure the fuck
Property
they sure did
of
have
and
their
shit.
things swinging. Sure did. Shit, most of them do.
No.
They're young, partying, fucking. I mean, come on now.
Things have changed a lot, but like back in the day, that shit was they used to pass around women. It might have
Yeah,
not
she's
been
my
for old
age.
ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is my age.
I'm not saying that
She's a little older than me.
to her, but what I'm saying is we can't speak on what happened to her and her what's going on or her cousin or whatever because we really don't know. You know, I'm just saying the GoFundMe seemed to be in bad taste.
There are a lot of things that she's done that I think has been very in questionable taste. That this is what I said on this panel the other day. Don't pad the stats because you'll burn it for everybody. And she's doing that very thing, as you all witnessed. She is padding the stats and going to nuke any chance of justice. If this is true, You're going
And
to
I
lose.
try not to judge though, because if you hadn't walked in her shoes, it's hard to judge somebody on that. Does it look bad taste? Yeah, hell yeah.
It looks horrible.
I listened to the whole thing. I was doing something, but I was listening. I didn't like anything of that video. Didn't like her singing, all that stuff. But the thing about it is, at the end of the day, I err on the couch, and then this is because of my situation. I err on the caution of believing somebody that has, especially that has been indicted. I mean, with this, if she's speaking out, even if it's 30 years later, y'all, you do not understand what it takes to come out. I probably never would have told what happened to me had somebody else not went to the police station. Seriously.
It's even harder for adults to come out. I had like a weird guy at one of
Exactly.
my jobs who did that, and I was like, I felt really uncomfortable, but I didn't feel comfortable saying anything because he was above me, and
most of them blame
I didn't want
themselves.
to lose my
They
job.
blame themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I blame
Well, my
things
other
like that.
problem with this is the AWP destruction. That's where I was actually going with this whole thing, was to say, look, Miramax will survive after Weinstein. Why? Because they make good films.
Well, looks like
And the rest of the
AWP
people that work
surviving.
there, but that's my thing. Is as much as I dislike Jared, as much as I slammed that dude for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks when everybody else was pedestaling his fairy ass, I was just mollywopping him. However, I still
And
said
now
that
you're standing up for
AWP.
him that he's been indicted?
No. See, there you
Willow.
go. It's Willow's a flip flopper. No, this is called
I didn't say
unbiased. This
that.
is me. This is me holding the line for justice and truth. I don't stand with this side. I don't stand with that side. I stand right in the middle until the verdict is in. That's where I stand. I stand with truth and justice. And that is where I'll always stand, whether I like you or not. I think he's an asshole. I think he probably needs his ass drug out in a bar parking lot and had the shit kicked out of him a couple of times, and we wouldn't be here today. However, he has put together a great business that does a lot of great things for a lot of people. While
I
I do think
agree.
he's an asshole, I think that at least in the Miramax situation, and that's just Hollywood horse shit, but whatever, it's business. I get it. This is what bothers me about this, because this was a greater good. Despite I don't like this dude, it was a greater good that provided
Yep.
greater services for a family. And I think before we saw this mass exodus, somebody, for the love of God, should have stepped back and said, bro, should have went and talked to him man to man and said, dude, tell me now, what are we looking at? Is this whole tank going down? Is this ship sinking? Sign it over now. You just brought a CEO in. Get the fuck out and let us run with this. Don't punish other families and
How do
other
you know they
victims.
didn't know? And he
Well,
wouldn't
because the
do it.
entire fucking team quit. So I'm assuming
He's not going to sign that company over to
He'll never
anybody.
No,
sign that
I
company
think he's an
over.
asshole.
I
And I
mean,
took up with him
everybody
for
left.
years.
So
To
at
him,
least
it
all the
wasn't
people that
about the greater good. It was about the money. If you hear from
Mhm.
Right.
about Sam, all he would be right up throwing cameras right in everybody's faces to get the money shot. And if he weren't there, he was mad. He told people that they were broke and they needed tires and they needed this and that, when he has like 3 other
$1 million
documentaries,
homes
media
and shit. Yeah.
companies and stuff. He was a
Oh, yeah.
liar. And it
I
was all
agree.
for money.
I agree
Maybe
with
not
all
to
that.
the other members, but to him, it was for money.
I agree with all that. And the other members should have somewhat known. When you go to work for any media company, I've worked for
They
several.
probably knew. They
The
just
moment
didn't
you have
say
to
anything.
sign NDAs and the moment you sign over your creative property, be afraid.
Mhm.
Be afraid.
Mhm.
Because anybody that asks you to sign over your intellectual and creative property, house money wins at this point. That means you don't have a
And
leg to
y'all know
stand
how
on. That's
scary
why
it is to
own
get
you.
the job and then find out they're shitty. But I mean, it's hard to drop a job, a good job,
well, that's how this
or even a
works.
half decent job because you've got a family to feed. I
That's
mean, you
why
know what I'm
nobody
saying?
stays. That's why nobody stays with AWP. That's why nobody stays with anybody. People leave Mr. Beast. People leave Keemstar because that's how the game works. Well, yeah, church. That's how the
Yeah,
game
it's me.
works. Is I'm a
I'm a-
really good film guy. I'm a good film guy. I own some cool cameras, but I got 1,200 subscribers. So I find myself a job with AWP, with Ryan Upchurch, with Mr. Beast. I jump my channel up to 60, 75,000 subscribers. I put in my year, 18 months, whatever I signed on to do. I make pennies
And
on
then
the
you
dollar
jump
of what I
ship.
should be.
Yeah.
And then I jump ship. This is nothing new. This would have happened anyway. This is why you see such a high turn of people come in and out of that organization. It's a stepstone job. That's what social media is
Right.
for. But I do think if there was a way to have saved this, I'm going to be
Should
real
have
with
been
you.
saved.
It should have been saved. The mass of the 3 million people that are subbed to that channel, we are hobbyist YouTubers. That means we keep up with this shit. The average 65-year-old grandmother of 4 that watches their shit, that's another drama going on. That's for us. Most people would have supported this company because they didn't know any better. So
Right.
at the end of the day, what you don't know don't hurt you. And AWP, if the face changes of the organization, it can still help victims and families. They should have left it the fuck alone. But now they've sank this entire ship over something that may or may not be. And I think that was fucking stupid. Anyway, you slice it. That's just a fact. It's bad business, man.
Oh, I think
Yeah, I
it's
agree. They
a
did
good
good, and they
thing.
should have stayed in business without Jared.
That's
But
that's not
Jared
going to be
owns
allowed.
everything. He didn't even
Yeah.
pay them. He didn't even pay them. They were volunteers, and he would help them build their own brand and channels. But he didn't even pay them. He kept the money.
yeah, what come out was shitty of Jared. What alls came out, I mean, it's painted him in a horrible light, to be honest with you. And I stood up for him I mean, I've watched him from the beginning. And, you know, it just, I mean, it makes me sick that, you know, I missed the red flags of him being an asshole.
The
But,
only
you
thing that
know,
makes me question if other AWP members knew is the NDA. Because I understand how NDAs work. I've had to sign a few of them myself. Is NDAs generally are kind of like confessions. You know, I can go up and confess anything I want to this priest so long as I don't confess to a body in my trunk. He's actually supposed to go say something about that. Well, kind of the same thing here. Most non-disclosure agreements have voids in there that says, you know, in a commission of a crime, et cetera, et cetera. I am a little shocked that all of these people are terrified
No,
to
when I
speak
leave the
out.
page.
And they keep saying things like, oh, well, I can't really speak on this because of, you know, they haven't really said NDAs, or maybe some of them have, but they basically damn sure insinuated that they can't talk much about what's going on because of legal obligations. I don't understand if you're so willing to step out of line and say, despite I've known.
we lost you, Willow. And let
Really?
me say this. Yeah, you went out. And let me say this. If you
Okay, there
are
it is.
a victim of SA, don't let this stop you from speaking out.
Yep.
Don't, you know,
Absolutely not.
please speak out, because at the end, you secrets are what make you sick. Seriously.
Actually, I would say speak out quicker now because the media is generally behind you. Look at the masses of people supporting her. I mean,
that's one of the things I came up to. Actually, one of the reasons why I came up is because it's getting, you know, we have a lot of hot discussions over here. This is a very, very, very hot one. One of the hottest ones I've ever seen.
I know, right? I thought it'd be good for entertainment. You like that? You're welcome. I was feeling fiery right now.
I'm being 100% serious right now.
I'm totally just being an asshole.
Let's all take a breather. Everybody in the chat. I can't see the chat anymore, but
I get it.
It's getting there, and I just want.
Sure.
This is what we, you know.
This is a serious subject.
We're having.
Willow, it's not something to laugh about.
It's this is something that's real life. These are real life people. We need to make sure that we are doing our best to not disparage real life people, because that's one of the things that we talk about a lot over here. So anybody in the chat that is having a hard time or anything like that, please, the mods are dropping the links. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out, share your story when you're ready. Be strong. And
like Cheeky Steph just said, there's no perfect victim. You'll find stuff in people's past.
100%.
You know, you don't know what it does
Calm
to
down.
somebody.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
No, it's fine. It's not a funny subject to me.
It's not. This is a
laughing
different one.
That. I'm laughing at the fact of everywhere I go, it seems to be a dumpster fire. I was laughing at me, actually.
I was actually enjoying the conversation, so
I was too. I'm not even worked up at all.
I know,
I'm
but are you guys reading the chat?
No,
yeah.
I'm not.
No, I am.
I wasn't. I'm not trying to.
No, is the chat going wild or what? What's going on?
There was just people that were just like, you know, sharing and sensitive things, and I did see a couple people that said they're triggered as fuck, and I just was like wanting to. I don't know. The whole thing is like talking about the victims.
Yeah, it does. I mean, if you're triggered that bad, I'm going to tell you, if you're triggered that bad, I would like for you to please leave and take a breather and then come back or something. I don't want to hurt anybody's. I don't want to make anybody upset or, you know what I'm saying, angry or anything like that. Conversations do get heated over here. I do keep open panels. I do that for a reason. I feel like everybody should have a platform to be able to express themselves. Sometimes we're not going to agree. Sometimes things are going to get a little crazy. We are adults, though. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to close the
Gotta be
computer,
able to have a conversation,
phone
man.
off,
Gotta be
and
able to
take a
have it.
breather, and then come back to the conversation.
That's a really good good advice, Queen Bee. Really good.
I gotta take a breather sometimes too. You know what I mean? Shit. Sometimes I don't always agree either. You know what I mean? It's
all right.
Step out, step back in when you can. You know what I mean? If it's, and I don't want anybody to be upset or triggered or hurt or anything like that. I don't want anybody to feel like upset being here. You know what I mean? But I do want to keep it open for conversation because not everybody's going to agree and feel the same way. You know, I mean,
Nor should they.
I feel like we should be able to be adults and have conversations like this. It is going to be triggering. It is going to be kind of, you know, smoke them if you got them. Shit,
Smoke them if you got them.
I'm heavily smoking it.
I can
Smoking right
respect
now.
when other people have difference of opinion too. Like I'm usually that type of person who tries to like stay like not to jump to conclusions, but I just feel like this particular situation has me like on this, like I'm gonna take the side of the victim just because I think there's enough. Like at first I was like, oh, maybe the emails might be fake, but then when his like pretty much best friend was like, hey,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah,
Like point blank serious?
yeah.
More times do you find yourself with these kind of crimes automatically siding with the victims more, say, than a murder or a robbery?
No,
That you do.
no, actually, no. Just this, I just felt like this one. They were like once Nugs, who's his good friend, which I just can't see him lying. They've been friends for a long time, like years. He's in all his videos. They've been friends for a very long time. Said, you know, I didn't believe it, and I was like, you know, I messaged him, was like, hey man, like I got your back, whatever, you know, what's up, like what's going on? And then he said his only response to me was, my statement is the emails that are
Well,
on
then,
the
if
internet.
that's indeed true, I think he should have showed those messages. But I'm going to say this: if that's the case, then maybe that's why Jared hadn't made a statement. Maybe he is getting his
He
affairs
was
in
very
order.
nervous, and he didn't know, like you could tell he didn't even know how to slow down chat or whatever. So I don't think that really was like on his mind, like, oh, let me show the text. But
You can clearly tell none of these guys are super tech savvy on the live streams, man. Nick was way off on his. Ain't none of these guys great
I
streamers.
like Nick. I don't like Doug. I think Doug is a total like hustler, but I like Nick. I think he's cool.
No, Doug's a tool.
Yeah,
like I try and go based off evidence. Like if the evidence seems fishy to me, then I'm gonna think it's fishy. But this particular situation, it didn't seem fishy. The girl has been saying it for months. Nobody believed her because all this happened. And
Well, that's actually part of my other question is, it ain't like this just came out. She's
No.
been shouting from the rooftop for damn near 2 years. So why now, once it gains tons of social media traction, now you want to go and push this envelope? Why didn't you do it 2 years ago when you were making blind Facebook posts into the ethos?
I agree with that.
She was making
Why?
posts on.
You can't say she was scared to come forward.
Well,
If you'll
didn't
come
the
forward on
statute
social media?
Didn't the statute just recently change? Or
Yes, and also she was making posts in a survivors group on Facebook. This is what happened. She's making posts in a survivors group on Facebook, and she got very angry when all the Kylie Rodney stuff happened because he was being looked at as like a hero, so she couldn't help herself, and she
And
emailed
he
him.
was.
Yeah, and she emailed
That's when I
him
started
and was
blasting him.
like, "You're not a hero." You know what I mean? She was pissed, and then he happened to just admit it in the emails. And
Now, I will go with that, because like I said, that is what made me blast. It was everybody's pedestal, and I'm going, you know this son of a bitch is who started this damn whole theory of murder and mayhem, right? You know it was them. And everybody's pedestal and this guy like a hero, and I'm going, they started this shit. They gassed that fire.
Yeah,
So I
it's
get
important.
that.
It's important, like to also to point out that this is because like it's become a multi-layered type thing at this point, because we have the issue of this horrendous, unspeakable crime, but then we also have this exploitation, which I mean, is there anybody at this point that disagrees about the exploitation of Kylie Rodney and her family and friends?
Oh, it's still being milked.
I don't disagree. No, not at all.
No, well, I'm saying like I don't know, because I don't venture out hardly anymore, and plus my account got stolen. But like, are people? I know some people are still going off on wild conspiracies still, and they're still citing.
Yeah, I
That,
saw you in Nick's chat earlier. She was going savage on his ass, dude. PK was not letting up. She just kept posting, going, okay, well, since we can't talk about this, can we talk about this? Oh, okay.
Well, I just found it so odd that he just
About
was
that?
like,
nope.
He was like, went off on this 2-hour live, and he was like, here, look at this. He's like showing us all the stuff in his house. I don't know.
You're like,
And
why
the,
would he listen?
and
Why
the
would
other
he
guy,
go
the other
straight
guy
to
was
live
there.
streaming about random shit? Like, why would he want to do that right now?
He was
Like,
between figurines and Gibson guitars, yes. I was wondering myself, and there's PK in the chat just lobbing haymakers at his ass for like an hour straight. Just throwing
my
shit.
God.
Go back and find her in the chat. Like 2,000 people, and her comments are brutal. They're just brutal.
Well, there was no mod, so, you know.
No, there wasn't.
Oh, you must have been having fun.
Oh,
my
I almost put it on Discord. Hey, everybody.
Oh, dude, like she did. Sorry, we can't talk about certain questions for legal obligations. We see them. We're not ignoring them. We just don't know what we can and can't say. And then here comes PK again. Okay, since we can't talk about why y'all all quit, let's talk about Callie Rodney and how y'all made that into a shit show. Nope, don't want to talk about that either. How about this? He kept just throwing questions out there. Brutal.
He was
guys. At
he
this
could
point,
see
I
him,
do
too.
think they made up the tow truck driver completely. I
Thank
didn't
you.
at first because I thought their intentions were good. Like I didn't know they were like I didn't hear Sam's side of the story where he said that, you know, all the things they set up for money and things like that. And now that I've like heard all that, I definitely think Jared set that up for like, you know, the money shot and to cause speculation and all that, because they even say Jared would purposely create scenes. Like they would go to random places that didn't even need to be searched and search it just to make video. You know what I mean? So
Well, I feel like we just got screamed at in our faces right here.
Well, I said this exact statement yesterday when I brought this up. I said, I
Look,
said
it's
that
all
very thing.
caps. You see that shit? It's all caps.
Let me cap back.
We
No
just
cap.
got
You're
cussed
late to the
now.
party. I said that yesterday. I said, I hope to God. That was the first question I asked about this whole thing. Does anybody know where the
went right over
emails
his head.
found? Oh no, I get it.
No, look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the comment on the screen.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I said this yesterday. He's late to the party.
No, it ain't about it's because it's on cats. You know what I'm
Oh, it's
saying?
on
He's
cats.
been yelling
Yeah,
at me. I feel like
yeah.
he just got yelled at in my face.
Oh yeah, okay. I didn't realize the all caps thing.
AJ, congrats and good job on the
like a wrecking ball, like snapping. The police would have digitally verified the emails right.
Well, let's be honest. Not all police do a great job, because in the same community, one day the police are heroes, the next day they're absolute asshats. You know, I totally disagree about the Utah cops and the whole Gabby Petito thing, but half this community felt that cop should be fired, drug out, and executed. I strongly disagree.
I don't.
I don't think
I don't either.
I think he did what he thought was right. He was trying to help people, because if you've ever been arrested a million miles from home, it's a pain in the ass.
I don't think it would have changed the outcome either.
I don't think it would have changed
went back to
anything.
each other.
It would have happened the day after. Somebody would have came and picked that one up out of jail.
I
and it
agree.
still would have went down that way. And not to mention, since you want to talk about who's admitting the guilt, he denied. She said she was the aggressor. So had anybody went to jail today, guess who it was going to be? Not him. So he was trying not to arrest the cute little blonde girl. I think the cop was trying to do the right thing. He didn't see them beating the shit out of each other. You had conflicting statements. The cop was trying to be a nice guy. Had he been overzealous and took one of them to jail and it pissed the other one off, he got out of jail and beat her right then and there on the spot, he would have been blamed for that. So cops don't always get it right, man. They just don't. But I mean, I don't think it's malicious.
It was a lose-lose situation. Like, no matter what they would have done.
Yeah, I haven't seen this shit. I've heard about it. I ain't seen it.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah, I need a break.
In the middle of the Christian zone.
Queen.
I have a feeling.
She looks like Jared. Like she looks
Yeah,
just
she looks a lot older to me.
No, actually,
than
be
him.
single. So
I think she looks great. For
She had
40.
short hair. She looked just like him.
unprepared.
I feel
100%.
bad. I feel so bad for these people that grow up in these religious freaking families
I
and
know.
shit. It's awful.
I knew that supporting the victims would put a bigger target on my back. Oh, damn, I didn't want to do all this. I was just trying to sing. Are you guys beginning to see what a monster he
Now,
is?
do I have any doubt she's truly emotional?
Forward.
No, not at all.
Dad, please come forward. Please do the right thing. Please.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
No, I believe that's genuine
I mean,
emotion.
honestly, like I should
With
probably.
her saying that though, Dad, please come forward. I mean, what does she want him to come forward? That he knew or that he did something or what? I mean, like, I guess I don't understand. What
Well, she said that they.
With this family, it could be all of the above.
Well, I would be upset and very angry, and I would be very upset if I felt like my dad didn't protect me or stand up or believe me. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, there's parts where she kind of in some of those posts where she basically says damn near the whole family knew about it, that this was an ongoing issue within the family, and nobody said anything. But then in the very ensuing post, when she talks about the grandfather dying, she kind of wishes the mom would have reached out and this, that, and the other. Mom clearly had your number, but you didn't have their number. Then she tells the story about the 5150 and wanting to be a psyche eval, and mom denying her as a child, which is kind of an admittance of even being young that there was something off, whether this story is true or not.
I mean, she would want her dad's
This
support.
is Jared's sister for people asking. Sorry, there's like 8 people asking. Jared's sister.
Oh yeah, it looks like their family. Like, I mean, you
Oh
can see
yeah,
the
they look a
resemblance.
lot alike, dude.
They do. All of them do.
Yeah.
Now I
I
haven't seen
wasn't
the
saying
cousin.
she was ugly or looked rough. I just think she looks older than he looks.
Well, she's almost exactly 1 year younger than him, and I thought she looked good for 46.
He's one of them ones
She
that
does
looks
look
younger
good
with
for
the hat on.
46, but I
When
don't
he
know.
takes
I
the
didn't.
hat off, he looks
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. Like, I hate that I get red flags from her because I
Me
know
too.
I definitely believe that she has had some serious trauma, but I feel like she's here for money. I just do. And I'm sorry. I feel like the cousin is here for justice, and I feel like she is here for money. I'm not saying that she hasn't had trauma. I'm not saying that I don't.
No,
believe
I
her.
agree.
I do believe her, but she is doing this for the wrong reasons.
Maybe she can't get justice because there's whatever happened to her. Maybe it happened in Oregon, or maybe it happened in Nevada. I don't know. There might not be a chance for her to ever actually see any justice. Just throwing that out there. That that's.
No, I agree. I agree. Like
I
I
do.
don't think that she doesn't want justice. Like I think that it's probably not an option, like you said, right? But I feel like I just can't. I feel bad for the cousin right now because I feel like this girl is coming in here, and I do believe that she's mentally fucked up and she's got a lot going on, and it's really fucked up for her. But there's been a lot of focus on money, and the focus on money is
Well,
with a
let me
lot of
just read
entitlement
this.
and attitude.
Her post on here says the last video I watched tonight was AWP when Jared pranked Sam with a girl wanting to sleep with him, but when he declined, Jared took her into a motorhome as if he was going to sleep with her instead. That's my little sister. This is wrong on so many levels. What the fuck? He really has no limits.
And
What
does
the
it not?
fuck?
I
That's the
mean,
video
does it
I
not
watched the other day.
Oh my God!
Raise a little bit of a question as to why the little sister doesn't have a problem being around us?
Well, I'm confused as to why he's so comfortable doing stuff like that. Like,
he's a sick fuck. That's why. But
is it because in his brain that's just how his mind
I
works?
think, though, in
because
part
of
it's
his
sick
abuse?
because it's sick because of what we know now. Don't nobody know the dorky weird kid that's your cousin that took his other cousin to prom because nobody wanted to go with his ass? Was that weird? We all know what happens in a hotel on prom night. I'm sure
Right.
that didn't happen, but we all know of some dorky child that took a family member because nobody was dating his ass. Everybody knows that. It's only weird because of what we think we know. I've literally kind of played that joke before with friends of mine that I passed off as my girlfriend. And we weren't sister or brother, but we might as well have been, who I passed off as my girlfriend because I'm being hit on at the bar by a chick who looks like if I make out with her, I just sucked get in the bar. So I've done it. I mean, I don't think they really went in the motorhome and did anything. I think that's just because of what we know now.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, I don't. It does. Yeah.
I ain't gonna read too much.
It's not like our perspective right now that matters. in reading her post, that's what she just saw. So, and it sounds like she had never seen that video before. I find it weird. I find it weird myself. I found it weird before. I have made no qualms about my feelings toward these greasy ass men. But even if I like 2 weeks ago, before these actual allegations came out, I would still think that video was weird. I'm sorry, I would.
Yeah. Oh, for 100%.
Haha! It's just my little sister. We're gonna prank you. Like, that's fucking dumb. Get out of here.
All right, next question. All right, I saw the way this went down with Kylie Rodney, and I'm telling you, this really turned my stomach about the community. I ain't gonna lie. If we here looking for truth and justice, to say that your mind is already made up, investigation be damned, clearly says you don't trust the system, you don't trust the process. So what the hell are we researching and gathering evidence for anyway? If you don't trust the people you hand the evidence to, I don't really see a whole point in what we're doing. We might as well all just go watch Drama Alert. So the poll was, when Kylie Rodney comes out, this gets ruled an accident, is it enough for you? And 90% of 800 people in the chat said no, not good enough, which means you clearly already have your mind made up. Now, when you go to trial, let me tell you how this works. They don't just stand up and say innocent. That's not how it works. You just either get an acquittal or you're going to jail. Nobody stands up and said, I loved when CNN played that about Trump. Well, they didn't say he was innocent. Yeah, no court says innocent. They either say guilty or you can go home. That's their options. You don't get an innocent. And so if this does go to trial and he fights this and it ends in an acquittal and he walks out of there, is everybody good with that? Or do you still have your mind made up? If this goes to trial and he fights it and he walks out, which he's probably going to, short of admitting it, are we done?
No, I'll probably still think he's a creep. I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
No, I mean, you still be an asshole, but
the Kylie thing was enough for me, but not this. Based on it that I've seen.
Because even though it is the sad reality that him doing this is a result of him being abused, because that happens a lot, I still think that there is a certain age where you should know that you shouldn't harm other people. If he was like 10 or 11 and doing it, maybe it would be different. But he was 17. It was just a couple years before.
Is that confirmed yet? Because I've heard a bunch of different numbers.
Yes, that is confirmed. Willow, have you read the emails, sir?
Yeah, and she pitches around and says she remembers everything to the date, where, how. But when it got to the age on the last one I saw, I was 9 or 10. You were 6 or 7. You're 6 or 7. You don't even know how much older he is than you. I mean, the whole thing was a floating number, so that's why I'm getting it. That's not an exact time.
And it happened in 91 or 92, so he was
92.
92, so he was 17.
The dates on the indictment there's 2 different dates, okay? And the year is 1992.
October 92 and January 92.
And assuming, and it would be assuming based on what we read in the emails, it happened a hell of a lot more times than 2 times. Why they decided to mark those 2 particular dates, we don't know yet, but I'm sure there's a good reason.
Were in a different state that has a statute of limitations.
Right.
And so that's
why she knew those dates so well, because maybe it was some kind of like vacation or family event or something.
It sounds like it was. Because they had all their little specialty, like Mormon dates and all kinds of weird different
little specialty Mormon
whatever the fuck they call them. I don't know. There's a word. It was something pageant. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird to me, and I don't mean to be offensive to anybody that's religious or anything like that. I sometimes wish I could be religious. Like, I've just never had that part of me that my parents. We never had it, they never made us do any of that. But what I was saying is the reason why the emails would be reading the way that Willow just mentioned, whatever this date or that date, is because it happened a lot more than just 2 times, or those things. Those aren't just one and done type things, especially not taken into consideration like the whole familial thing and everything like that. It's like it happened more than just those 2 times. It happened. It started when she was like very young. Isn't that what it says in the emails?
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it could be, there could be certain things that she's not 100% on, but you can't really, I mean.
He tries to say that he was 12, and then he tries to lump himself in with a group of people, and then he tries to blame it on Mormons, and then he tries to blame it on the family. I mean, like
Yes.
the whole time he just starts trying to blame it on everything, and
Yes.
I feel like the age thing was even him trying to like dim it down a bit, and then she was like, no,
Yeah.
you weren't that age, you were this age. So
And Kate, do you remember, did we go over the SEC violation?
I did. I don't know if we did on here,
But we could, like, I don't know if we did on here or where we did it, but at some point in time we compared Jared Lysek's website biography that he wrote
Yeah.
for himself, which is really fucking weird and should have been a lot of people's red flags, but whatever. But when you read that part of the biography,
we read it over here.
Yeah, so when you read the part of the biography about that SEC violation that he did with him and his brother, and then you read the actual charge and the actual violation, it's like he lies. So he like
you can even look at his website. You can
sugarcoats
see
it. Yeah,
that he lied on his website. Like you
Yeah.
can see he wasn't just profiling stocks. He was literally like suggesting them. He even had a counter of all the people that were doing it. He had the date they were all going to do it on there. It was very, very intricate and set up.
Deliberate.
Yeah, it wasn't like how he made it sound.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's a person that would lie about something so like easily provably like false that's a person that's just stupid as fuck, for lack of better words. You know what I mean?
I said that the other day, that surely to God that the cops at least before, that's why I asked a couple of days ago when the emails were released versus when the indictment came out. Was there any way to know that? Because surely to God, the cops, before they tried to indict a 30-year-old case, at least validated the IP address, something about where these emails came from that said, okay, this came from a something that Jared has access to. Now, does that necessarily mean that he is who sent that email? Well, of course not. You know, you can make an argument for it. You can make an argument for text message and who has access to your phone. I mean, that's neither here nor there. But surely that they at least did that before they indicted this. So maybe, like I said, maybe that's you would think.
I think they did, because in the indictment process, like especially when you know they're presenting their evidence to the grand jury, don't you think that's something that they would already have? Or do you?
Well, I'm also going to give
because they have
other. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you know, it's not like on SVU where a witness just comes up and cries in front of a grand jury. You know, that there's a lot of other shit that goes into
Is somebody filing their nails?
No.
Because
I saw that in the chat a minute ago. I finally went and got my other
more than
device.
one person said it. More than one
they
person
said
said
sandpaper in their nails. I'm like, God almighty, they hear the pig. I'm in 2 rooms over. How do they hear the pig?
It's the pig.
I'm thinking, dude, he's not even moving. He's on the rug right now. How are you hearing this? Like, he's being relatively quiet right at the moment. But so, okay, that's the other point, is to say that, you know, I mean, look, I may be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope that is why he has not made a statement. And I kind of hope that's why the down under diver guy didn't show the text message, because surely to God, if he says he has a text message from Jared owning the emails to be true, surely that is being booked into evidence right now. Surely the cops have came by and took a look.
You know what? It wasn't the down under guy that it is.
Oh, it was Nugs. It was Nugs. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
sorry. The down under guy's kind of not reserving judgment yet.
He's not really a true crime person, and so I don't like and he's not a drama person either. So I can understand why he wouldn't have like showed his phone, like you were saying, like, look, here's my receipts, guys. Like he probably doesn't even know what a receipt is, like the way we see it. So
I counted like Jared, Doug, and Nick. That Nick's like all the interviews they did with Kylie, Rodney, and Jagger, like subject. That Nick was most authentic, and I feel like in the video, like he really felt like it was foul play, and I really feel like because he was traumatized from seeing a body. I'm sure. I feel like it was all played on, and I feel like he's more innocent than them.
I think Jared coaches the hell out of what he wants to be on video.
Cappy, I don't
think
believe
Jared
so.
coaches big time.
Because I believe that they did multiple takes, and I believe Nick. I
do too.
I do not
He might be
believe
right,
Nick
though.
coming up out of the water like that. I do not for a fucking second believe that was a first
And that's
original
the
take.
first
I'm
thing
sorry.
you said. The first thing out of your mouth is, "Get me out of this water. It's cold and I can't breathe. I weigh 87
And
pounds
there's
of shit hooking onto me."
decomposition in it. Like, I don't know.
And not to mention the fact that he walked that whole thing back on the Duty Ron interview. Nick Wren walked that whole money shot thing back. He was like, well, actually, because Duty Ron asked him.
That's actually one of the comments Pecan made in the chat. Was so funny.
He said,
"Hey, let's talk about that backpedal on Duty Runs."
Yep, I sure did, because he said this was the whole thing, because this was the thing that sold the whole episode to everybody. It was one of the major selling points, right up there with Nick, the tow truck guy, who we actually were calling Bro Tank Nick. But anyway.
The two Nicks, bitch.
Bro Tank Nick's a liar.
Bro Tank.
They did a 3-minute movie trailer for this episode.
I feel like I need to see some receipts or some proof that she even talked to him before I believe that.
Oh,
what
I
if
don't.
the tow truck guy is like one of Doug's contacts from like the tow unit?
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be?
Oh, that's
convenient?
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
He was a tow truck driver. I mean,
and he has a beard.
That's kind of what I thought some of the mass exodus was about, if I'm being honest. Is that they now know, much like a mirror match.
Y'all got some noise going on. Somebody's got some scratchy noise going on.
It is not me. I swear to God.
Yeah, I heard it just a minute ago too. That's what I was saying.
muted.
I thought, how the hell is it the pig? It can't be the pig. I don't hear it now. I heard it briefly for a second ago.
Okay, is it
me?
I
Like aluminum foil. No, it sounds like a rustling.
That it sounds like somebody's mic's rubbing on their shirt or something.
On their shirt.
To it.
It's exactly what it sounded like. It was a mic rubbing on something.
I don't know. Anyhow, I got this other video up. You guys
run it.
What?
Go for it.
All right. Go ahead and mute up real quick. It's hers, so it's this one right here.
I still want to finish my point when we're done with that.
Oh, go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so my point was with the shot of Nick coming up out of the water. That was the major selling point for the whole entire thing, you know. But it was like over exaggerated, and I don't believe it was an authentic response in any way. And then when he went on Duty Ron, and Duty Ron asked him about it. He said, you know, that you looked really emotional, this, that, and the other thing. And Nick was basically like, well, I was actually just breathing, just trying to catch my breath because I was breathing all that compressed air and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I'm not an investigator. I really don't know much anything about this. So he like totally and completely
backpedaled that out, did he?
Walked it all the way back. And but that image was so striking to people, and people still cite that as being so emotional and it just emotionally struck
them. He did a really
like,
good job then, like, because he looked very traumatized.
I think it was probably a little freaky to see it. I just don't think it was done in one take. I have a feeling he probably said it about 6-7 times, and that was just the one they took.
Yeah,
I thought it looked like he really saw a dead body and came up and was just like, "Oh my god, what did I just see?" Like I felt like it looked authentic, to be honest.
Yeah,
it didn't to me. I'm sorry, it just didn't. What did you guys think that Nick Wren did for a living before he joined Adventures with Purpose?
Woody Harrelson stunt double. Your turn.
Right. I don't know.
What did you guys think? What was your impression that they gave off?
I thought he was like, his past was military, but
okay.
I'm not sure about that though.
Cappy thought military. Anybody else? What did they think his background was?
He was like
before?
an adventure.
He was a Sparky.
He's an actor.
He was a Sparky. Really?
No, he wasn't an actor, but he is a musician, and he does have a bunch of like parody music videos. But what he was a residential electrician or an electrician.
That's what I just said. He was a Sparky. What? Like, what the fuck? Really?
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking that and why I wanted your guys' opinion is because just from the small amount of video that I did watch, I was under the impression that he was like Navy SEAL or Armed Forces something.
I thought so too.
But he wasn't. He's not.
He's a
Oh,
Sparky.
totally left field, and I'll put it in the back chat later. Anybody catch today? Speaking of musicians and bands, there was a stream earlier where somebody uncovered one of our favorite Ninja Turtle Tragedy Pimps band from a couple of years ago, and went through their discography and song titles. And boy, how some of them did not age worth a shit a few years down the road.
Oh, really? I want to see.
And as they are playing the songs on the stream, the Turtle
What?
King sees all and knows all and starts snatching his MySpace account down, which I don't know anybody still remember their MySpace password, but apparently Brother James still remembers his. He pulls it down as they're playing it.
There's still a couple up on YouTube. I can't remember the name of it though. I can't remember.
It's called Blank and Pillage. I'm sure you can
What?
figure out the first word, such as Murder by Numbers. Such classic hits is Don't Feed the Zombies. Oh, man. I can't wait for the Christmas album.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yes. It's worth taking a look when we get done here this evening. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry.
Christ. Hit me up in the private chat now. I want to see that shit.
Did he have a skullet? Because if he was in like a metal band, I could see like the long hair with the hat over it, but he takes the hat off and it's just a skullet.
To hear how country he is, because he makes me look like I'm city folk. You know what I'm saying? He's way. It's that South Boston, North Virginia thing. They way country. And anyway, you hear how country he is, and then hear like straight up screamo death metal, because that's what it is. It's death metal. It is dark metal, death metal, obituary, morbid angel. It's that kind of shit. So yeah, it's not at all what I was expecting. But
that's not what I was expecting at all either.
No.
Well, I knew
Not at all.
one of his favorite bands is Guar. I did.
Are you serious?
Okay,
Yeah,
well then that's
'cause
fitting.
Well, they're from that town, from his town. So, or
I've seen Guar a bunch of times.
so have I.
Okay, that would make sense then.
But I did know that, so I had an idea that it was probably pretty metally. But that's a really good point to make. Yeah, I mean, when people love to go around pointing out everybody else's, flaws,
Past life choices, and indiscretions. Yeah,
indiscretions, things that don't actually mean shit. Well, guess what? Theirs is going to get pointed right back at them.
It's amazing how the tables turn, is it? Okay, well, I'm sorry, you can play the video. That was a totally pointless thing. When you said that about musicians, it made me think about it this morning. That's what I woke up to, and of course I tuned in.
Is his brother's government name really Ice Cold?
I hope not.
Like on the registry and everything, it says ice something, like Ice Cold or some shit.
Ice Cold and Ange.
Like, where the fuck did he get that name from?
I don't know. That's so weird.
Is that legit? Like, I ain't seen that.
Like, did his mom and dad really fucking name him that, or did he change it? Like, how did Jimmy James fucking?
It had to become James, and you get to be
James
like
and Ice
Sub-Zero.
Cold. These are my sons, James and Ice Cold. You know, like, what the fuck is that? Give me a break.
Maybe everything makes so much more sense now.
This here's Bob, and here's little Darth Vader Jr.
and then there's James. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't get it. That's so weird, right? Like, just like I'm like,
funny.
no, I think it was Deets or Heels. Like the video they shared of like the whole situation that Savage exposed. I was like, wait a minute, like I got totally distracted from the whole point, and I'm like, is his name really Ice? Like,
see, now to me that's triggering, right? Like, I don't even like that word, but
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that video, that bothered me. Like, that
yeah.
to me was next level. Like, I had heard about it and didn't even pay it no mind.
I'm pretty
and then they're
hard
like, no,
to offend.
Willow, you need to see this. And I thought, yeah, I'll watch it tomorrow. And I watched it like 2 days later. When I finally went and saw it, I thought, God almighty, and somebody put this on the internet. Somebody thought this was a good idea.
No, and like
Got to be kidding.
when I watched that, I was thinking like, okay, whatever, run of the mill, like they're gonna talk about an RSO, and then when I played it, like I'm pretty hard to offend, and that was so fucking wrong and offensive, dude.
Same. Do you guys want to know a secret?
Yes.
What's that?
It was me making that noise.
Oh my God.
Sweet damn pie.
You guys want to know a secret?
It was me, boss.
I did it. I have these iPhone earbuds, and they're for the new ones. You know, the made for the iPhones that don't have the headphone jack anymore. And I didn't realize, but there's like a whole like the mic, I guess, is like right in there. So, and I was just
The
sitting
actual
here.
mic's on the bottom of it now. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it was
You're
on
like
my
the whole time, like, oh, it's not me. Rubbing on the mic.
And I apologize for triggering probably Queen Bee and the entire chat, because I know how it is.
Oh, the chat was like going off. Yes, I got an inbox like, can you just put the banner down so I can figure out who's doing this?
Oh my God.
So let me get a hashtag in the chat, free Piggy Smalls, because he was wrongfully accused of a crime.
Because this is the one where she goes off. I'm pretty sure she snaps.
Oh
this
yeah,
one.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put it on real quick.
Okay, go for it. Yes, ma'am.
Twice, because I sang it the first time, and then I tried to record it with the same emotions, which, you know, I was emotional a little bit throughout part of it, but nowhere near as the first time that I sang it, which I kind of figured would happen, come down from the emotions. But there was a couple different times that, you know, I definitely looked up and kind of felt the presence that I was needing to feel. Like I said, I'm an emotional roller coaster ride. I always have been, because of a lot of the things that are coming out now. And this is why. You know, can you blame me for that? Absolutely not. So as much as I feel like I have angels watching over me right now, and having that presence, I hope that they are not offended, I guess is the only way to say it. Like I'm not even thinking about what to say before I say it. Like I literally hit record and was like, oh, well, let's just sing the song that hopefully will get me out of the door to work. Right. So I'm going to try one more song, and then hopefully I'll be on my way out the door to work. But this is my life. Over the years, I've had to find coping mechanisms, and comedy and music are two of them. Music has always been there. I've always had strong musical capabilities, and used to pick up, you know, just random instruments and be able to play them by ear almost instantly. I used to amaze people, and I guess that's not common is what I ended up finding out. I just, you know, was having fun. But you know, throughout middle school, you know, that's when I started recognizing, and others people started recognizing that, you know, it's just not me being a kid just poking around with toys anymore. So, and then because of these incidences that you've been hearing about lately, I have put things aside. I have ended up having a family at a young age. And the procrastination has definitely been there, as well as just not having the time or the finances to be able to do something with that. Do I ever think that I'm going to be famous or anything over music? No. I'll be happy just singing other songs if I never have a band, just saying. That's what I've been doing for my entire life, is just trying to cope. And I've added music back into my life as part of it. And it's brought back a lot of memories and emotions, and a lot of push to move forward to do stuff like that with myself in the future, even if it's just singing in, you know, the local church Christian band. Like I would, you know, I want to get my voice out there somehow, even if it's just writing in the background for somebody else that has a better voice to help inspire, I guess is what I should say. Anyways, this is me. This is just who.
How far are you willing to go to get your music out there?
Yeah, because she tagged Ryan Upchurch as well. And,
oh my God.
And said,
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm calling bullshit. Go ahead, get your clip channels ready. I'm calling bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Clip it. Write it down. Don't give a fuck. Don't care. Clip it. Don't clip it. Clip it.
I believe she's a survivor. I believe her whole story, but this what she's doing right here is gonna fuck her cousin over. It's not right.
This
who I am. My brain goes in circles all day long, every single day, and I learned to tone it down a little bit. But like I said, I need to feel like I'm in survival mode before I leave for work today. So here we go. Hope you enjoy. This is me. This is me. Okay, I ain't faking it. This is just my life. This is who I am. This is where I come from. Better have a sip of water, huh? Voice is so toast today already. Metal songs and dehydration, they don't mix. Hey, y'all coming in.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
With a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch
Sounds like a guy though, like singing the actual song.
Oh, I have so much.
Welcome to my house. These are my people. This is my land. And
I better jump off panel right now.
This is how it's like.
Oh my goodness.
And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand.
Why is she tightening her
This
face
is
up
my
so much?
country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house.
I feel like she has Botox.
Yeah, so what the I don't know what to think really.
Well, you can't buy this type of publicity. I know the people who do that song like very, very well.
Isn't that the same song that Candace Wells played or whatever?
Jesse Howard knew breeds who it is.
Right,
It blew up on TikTok.
She's going hard right now, guys. I need to hear this.
Yes, you too.
And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. To see the devil at a glance, boy. Shotgun knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. To see the devil at a glance, boy. Shotgun knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy.
Oh, I got some calls to make.
Bitch.
Lord have mercy.
I'm gonna be real with you. Like,
I'm just gonna mute.
I've never wanted to tell anybody that because I am so rabidly against. Like, I don't give a shit what you do on YouTube. I have seen some things that I think are borderline illegal. I can point about 5 channels off the top of my head. I have never reported anything in my life. I did a live one time where I drugged somebody on my panel because I knew he had reported my channel. And people don't realize that flag history is kind of like a thumbprint. Shit don't go anywhere. And I'm more than willing to share my shit anytime, anywhere, because I have never timed anybody out. I have never flagged a channel. I have never reported a channel. I have never struck a channel. I am the free speech absolutist of all absolutists. I am damn near inclined to call my homeboys over Outlaw Nation right now and be like, guys, I'm just gonna tell y'all.
I'm just saying this when she said she was trying to get her music out and then she started singing this and tagged right up church.
Dude, I don't know if anybody in that camp wants anything to do with nay bit of that. And I know this ain't really got nothing to do with them,
Why
but
does she tighten her face so hard too? She like tenses in the whole her cheeks clenched up and everything.
I feel
in my opinion, it's an emotionally unwell person.
I'm gonna be real with you. I got so many jokes I want to make.
I feel like the cousin needs to separate. I know she's like.
You better believe it.
I feel like she's emotionally unwell.
I can guarantee it. You should turn and walk away and get to leaving or let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy.
I mean, lyrically, I get why she chose
Devil
the
at a
song.
glance, boy. Shotgun knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy.
Oh my
There is nothing about this that is going to secure a conviction. Buckle up, folks, because it ain't happening. I'm telling you right now.
I can't appreciate, dude.
Listen,
I'm just gonna-
the cousin's not even named, so I don't understand why you guys are saying you're saying that. The cousin's name is nameless, like she's Jane Doe for the state.
I know, but they know that she's like.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's not going to help.
You know what,
It's
though?
not.
I think that goes for some like the community support is mostly what they're speaking on. I don't think this chick could affect the actual case. Like,
No, I don't think
That's
it's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
affect the case. I'm just
I
afraid
don't
it's
know.
gonna make her like the cousin look like she's in it for like money when she's really in it for justice, and she doesn't want her name out there like that. And
Yeah.
this lady's like,
Like,
I don't care what
that
she says.
like she's fucking over the support she has acquired and like and gotten. You know what I mean? And like this is like some like yes, she's mentally unwell, and yes, she's a survivor. Yes, she's experienced trauma. I believe all of that, but she can also be an opportunist.
There's no perfect victims.
No,
There's no
I mean,
perfect
just because you're a
anything.
victim doesn't make you a good person. You know what I mean? Either.
There's no perfect anything. My thing is, it depends on, again, it comes down to maybe why Jared hadn't made a statement. Like I said, he may walk in there and throw it on the mercy of the court and say, yeah, I did it, and that's the end of it, and this conversation is for nothing. But I think if he tries to fight this, it just comes down to how the lawyer wants to play it. If the lawyer wants to play this is, poor kid does good, becomes super millionaire, super successful, semi-famous, and kind of turned his back on the family. Now everybody's kind of chomping at the bit and orchestrated attack. Yeah, if they want to try to make it look like something like that, you could absolutely chain this to the actual victim. 100%.
Yeah, it can mess up the
100%.
case if he does. You're right. If they try and
Depends
spin
on how
it
the
like
lawyer wants to play it.
he's successful and they're trying to get money out of him, that this is not going to go well for the case, because they're going to be like, this is her cousin that made a GoFundMe for her.
I'm sorry, I can't see that being entered into the.
Oh, I
actual
absolutely
court.
can.
Oh,
If the
yeah,
family's
it will,
absolutely
100%.
fractured, nobody's talked to anybody really in 30 years. That's exactly how I'd play it if I was your attorney.
He will
Would
say, look
that,
at this GoFundMe. She said she made it for my cousin. Blah, blah,
Uh-huh.
blah.
I'm gonna
For
say
$1
that the
million.
reason why the reason why the family's fractured is because they all had their hands out. Jared became super wealthy and successful, and now you can see how crazed the family is wanting money. I mean, look at this GoFundMe, Your Honor. Come on, that's all
I
this
follow
is. It's a
court
hit.
cases, and they do this stuff all the time. They will.
That's exactly how I would do it. A good lawyer is going to marry. A good lawyer is going to marry this video to your to your plaintiff. 100%. He is going to try his damnedest to make this like an orchestrated attack.
There's no
Which is
doubt
also-
she's a victim in my mind.
But what is she doing
I
in
feel
this video
terrible
that-
for her. I just don't
that-
think it's a good look for getting that it
This
could
video
go the wrong way.
particularly,
Yeah, like
other
what,
than it's looking a little unhinged.
Yeah, I mean
that-
I don't think they would. It would even.
Well,
I'm
it's
not
not
talking
that
about
though.
the video.
It's
I mean the
it's
GoFundMe. That's what I'm
it's
referring
stacked
to.
together. It's taking the GoFundMe. It's taking the one post to the next that has a lot of hypocrisies in it from one post to the next. It's been
He's
going on for 2
tagging an
years.
independent artist, and
Tagging
trying,
independent artists,
trying
talking
to
about how I
get
just want to
her
get my
music
music
out
out
there.
there.
Yeah.
But
And then
she's
you
not
chain-
tagging. She's not like selling a music record of her own.
Yeah, it don't matter. You
that's
put all this together,
to,
it
like,
looks attention
her
grabby as
music
hell.
out
And
there,
let's
so.
not pretend like we don't know why she tagged Ryan Upchurch. I mean, like there's a reason
Well,
why
she tagged
him.
Ryan Upchurch because AWP and Ryan Upchurch have so many ties that bind right now.
No, that's my point. Like, is
Right.
that she wants
And
to
then
get
she's wearing a death metal shirt. And she
leadership.
pulls out a country rap song to death metal sing to,
Walner,
and
the
tags Upchurch.
sister, not the cousin, but the sister made a GoFundMe naming that she made the GoFundMe for the cousin to get money for the cousin. She did edit it and say that the cousin doesn't want the money, but she said she's doing it anyway. So she did name the cousin in the GoFundMe, so there is a connection there. Regardless, even though she is not the cousin, she made a GoFundMe and named that the money was for her and the cousin. So they're definitely gonna bring this out.
Oh, they're going to marry them together, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. I'm beyond positive of that.
And all I see is red,
Or try.
boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. Just see the
Nice
devil
kitchen
at a
cabinet, though.
glance, boy. Shotgun knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy.
So glad she started off that positive day.
Lord have mercy.
Ain't like saying no doubt why she chose that song too.
Well, in the next clip, she's crying with tears streaming down her face, singing a church hymn. So
Well,
I mean,
I'm
it's
about to hold on. I'm going to pull up the
So-
one with Ryan Upchurch. Hold on.
We went from a song about coming in my house with my small daughter and I murder you with a shotgun to come all you are you what? Wow. Wow. Gotta love YouTube, man. Take everything in the world that's rational, makes sense, and discard that shit at the door. You won't need it here.
These are from her personal Facebook page. They are public, but they're just to kind of differentiate there.
Wow.
God, it's cold.
It is cold. I sit here in my house like, that's cold as shit up in here. I'm not exactly
Yeah, but
in the
even
cold
if
part
the
of the
cousin
world.
wants nothing to do with the GoFundMe, they're still going to say, look, she threw her in here, and then the cousin realized that it looked bad. This is what they're going to try and say. The cousin realized that it looked bad, so she said she didn't want nothing to do with it, but they're still collecting the money for it. Like, she should have just shut it down, but instead she wrote, I'm still going to collect the money for her anyway. So
Yeah, his defense
even
attorney ain't gonna give a shit. They're gonna play
even though
whatever's
they
best for their
want to
client.
be separated, it's not going to be separated. In no way, shape, and form, I'm dragging her. I'm not dragging her at all. I think she's a victim, and I feel bad for her. I'm just saying what she's doing is not going to look good from a legal standpoint. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say anything bad about her. I'm saying that from a legal standpoint, it's not going to look good.
I'm a big believer in confirmation bias, that if I already believe something and then you walk in the room unbeknownst to me and co-sign on it, and here I am, the first thing out of my mouth is trying to get your music out there, huh? How far are you willing to go? And then Queen says, oh, yes, you tagged Ryan in this. That was a big confirmation bias for me. And the GoFundMe was a big confirmation. But these were all things that I said 2-3 days ago when I didn't know any of this existed. And I said, don't pad the stats. You will nuke the case of the cousin. Don't do it. And I'll be damned if she ain't spent the last 72 hours just padding and padding and padding and drawing attention and drawing attention. That's exactly what I said don't do. And here we are. And it's all laid out. Just like I said on here 2 days ago. This was going to end up playing out. And so, yeah, I'm feeling pretty confirmed. I feel way better about it today than I did yesterday. That's for damn sure.
I still disagree. I think that the cousin is an unnamed Jane Doe for the state. And, you know, that could be any one of Chessika's cousins. I see what Kate is saying, and Kate you're making very good points. It's a bad look. I do think it is. But as far
they'll at least try and do it. Like, I'm not saying it will work, but I'm saying they will 100% spin this.
Well, yeah, everything that is done at this point will be, can be used, against them or what for them. However that works,
But again, he really may be getting his affairs in order. I mean, he may go in there and own it, and if that's the case, then. Cool.
She needs some legal advice. Maybe she need when I was watching those videos, it really hurt my heart. It really did. I'm not gonna lie. And usually I try not to let this shit affect me, but sometimes it does. And when I was watching, I pulled these up last night and I was watching them and I listened to every single word she was saying before, and it just she reminds me of a friend actually that I know. Just like how you even the singing and it reminds me of a friend that I know, and I won't mention her anything about her diagnoses or anything like that, but it really reminded me of a friend that I have. And if I were her friend, I would have gone over there and just ripped the fucking phone right out of her hands and been like, we ain't doing this.
She could have been a key witness to call forward, right? Like to say, this happened to me too. I know this happened to her. Whatever. She could have been a huge key witness, and now they're not going to want to call her
That's
up.
a very good point.
And
because once they call her up, that defense attorney is going to rip her to shreds. Well, you're on the internet doing this, tagging this person. You made this GoFundMe. I mean, if she was a main,
you can't use her.
But she doesn't know that, do you think she knows that?
I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying what she needs advice.
Well, this is what she said. This is what she wrote to Ryan. It says, "Hey Ryan, I've had lyrics written for this motherfucker for decades. Want to do an album? It'd be sweet to finally put them to music. Stop music, Ryan Upchurch." And it's got a YouTube of some sorts. Oh, it's of him going off, I guess. I'm not sure.
That's some opportunistic ass shit right there.
This is done, dude. Just buckle up, everybody. Just be prepared. If he
Shut
doesn't
up,
walk
Willow.
in, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Hey, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for myself, right? And when I'm right
That was
about
2
this, like
days
I've been
ago.
right
She
about the other
started the
things.
GoFundMe, and then she started the GoFundMe, and then she put the GoFundMe, and then it's the post to Ryan. And then there's another post of the GoFundMe, and then there is several of these emotional videos that we just played with her singing.
And you're going to tell me that an attorney would not take this case with Upchurch and AWP? That's 6 million subs right there. You're going to tell me you couldn't get an attorney to take this pro bono for the glitz and the glam of on? You need that $1 million, huh?
Do you think she's sitting around looking for attorneys?
I think if she's trying to raise $1 million to get an attorney, surely to God she can operate Google.
I don't think she actually wanted $1 million or thought she was going to get $1 million. Like, have you ever made a GoFundMe? You just like put whatever the fuck in there.
I'm
you know?
fixing
like,
to,
I
though,
don't know.
because I want somebody to buy me a new appliance set for my new house after y'all realize how badly this is about to go.
What
It'll be
happened
my
to all
third
your
told you so.
cash? You had all that cash, bro.
I spent it on hookers and blow, man.
God damn
It's
it,
been a tough
Willow.
weekend. See the differences all on it. I am absolutely a drug addict. And,
you didn't put it away. You didn't save it for a rainy day.
Yeah, I really did.
Don't you know Griftmas is coming?
Yeah, Christmas is coming. I gotta join that turtle. I gotta join that turtle membership game so I can be a part of Turtle Island.
Oh dear.
So
you know
clearly
what?
Floats on Turtle Island.
I want to say this. I wish that what's the people that like travel, people that take people on trips and like tour guides. So I think that I wish that we could be like tour guides for these people, like sometimes these families, and just like I know, like, I'm not meaning, I'm just kind of halfway joking, but like people that are new to the way shit works on social media and stuff, so people that just don't have any idea. It's like, I wish we could just be like, okay, this is what's going on. Like, this is what you may not realize what's going on, but this is what you're doing. And just like shake some goddamn sense into people. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's just, you don't want this to get messed up. You know what I mean? This is important. And this is, you want justice for this. And I hope somebody gives them, I think the cousin's doing great, and I don't think she understands this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for her. I know she's a victim, and nobody's perfect. I just worry that she could be a key witness or, something like that, and they will use what she's doing,
Has the cousin spoke anywhere ever a word of nothing?
Yeah, she came out on a panel.
Yeah.
So that was her on the rabbit shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that ended up my record.
All right, here's this video with him and his sister where supposedly he tells Sam that he brought her so they could sleep together or something, and then he says no or something like that. And I'm not even sure what the fuck. But anyhow, that we're gonna flip it on for a second.
This is a weird video for AWP. Period.
The car? I mean, seriously, there's hotels right now.
So he does have a girlfriend. Yeah.
Okay.
But let's just take this. How discreet are you?
I mean, very. I wouldn't say anything.
No, I'm good.
You know, like that whole Vegas thing, like.
No. I talk a lot. Yeah.
You do.
Now you should. You do like him more.
I do like Sam.
Yeah. What about me?
I mean, you're second best.
So I say we cut cameras.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay.
See?
Like, are you up for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Like,
Did you guys set this up? Is this real life? I'm like in shock.
You guys, that's got to be a prank or something. You guys, I'm pretty sure you set the pranks up early somehow.
So crazy.
So then he comes walking out of the camper like he just slept with his sister. Now that didn't age well, did it?
Yeah, see, I'm more about the didn't age well part.
Like
I said,
sour milk.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't age well in hindsight, but it's just a cringe video, period, to me. Like, as far as it doesn't fit the AWP content of normal.
prank wars begin right now, buddy.
So dumb.
Yeah, it's just weird content for their
So
channel.
cringe.
I hate all prank fucking shit and videos. Like, they're so obviously set up and so stupid.
Oh yeah, the
Oh
J
yeah, there's so
stations of
many
the world.
YouTube videos like that. Like like my
Yeah, it
girlfriend's
was a
cheating
prank.
on me.
I understand everybody's saying it was a prank. I understand it was a prank. I'm just saying that prank didn't age well for him to
Hell
go
no.
pretend like
And
he
why
was.
why would you come up with that idea to pretend to fuck your sister? It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Well, now that we know.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
where he came up with the idea.
Oh, I'm about to throw up.
Yes, wise guys here. Jared did.
I'm gonna be sick.
But for what it's worth, I still think the turtle videos worse. That one seemed
Oh yeah, that was.
yeah,
just
I just can't get past that one. But,
No.
like, I got where the video was going when it was a live stream, and I first turned it on, and I said, okay, I got it. But as soon as he started talking, it's the words that actually turned my stomach a little bit. And I'm
then
that guy who can watch.
And then the girl talking, like she sounded so young.
Yes,
So disturbing.
dude. I
So
can watch
disturbing.
Faces of Death and eat pizza. It means nothing to me. Watching that was bad. Hearing them talk was absolutely horrendous.
It was Jared's sister, by the way. Jared comes out of the trailer and says, "This is my sister Rochelle."
Yeah.
Here's something I've been thinking about for weeks, and I don't know where I remember seeing it. I am positive, 100%, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Jared has spoke of Chessika before, because I'll never forget the name. I 100% he has mentioned her somewhere in a video, and I don't remember what it was. It was a very in passing statement, but I knew her name as soon as I heard it because I remember him mentioning that. I am beyond positive at some point in time that he has mentioned her. I wish to God I could remember about what. Kind of seems strange that you would bring her up in any of this type light. I really hate to sit and binge watch AWP. I guess I can just start by going through my watch history of everyone I've ever watched, because usually it shows you with that little red bar at the bottom that you watched it before. I haven't seen every AWP episode, but I've seen a lot of them, like lots of them. And I know that he has spoken about her at some point in time. I'm really shocked that nobody else has mentioned that. Like, surely to God, I'm not the only one who's seen it. Now I would love to find that clip and find out what it was about. Like I said, it wasn't like a story time. It was like an in passing family thing. Like it was something about family in general. I kind of thought maybe it had to do with because he spoke about family in his childhood a couple of times. That's how I was able, when Nick said that on here, I guess a couple of nights ago, about him leaving the country at 16, 17 years old to a Grenada. I knew exactly what episode he was talking about because I luckily had just watched it. It was about that Judd kid. And he told that story about his childhood. So he's done little monologues before where he talks somewhat about his childhood, family, upbringing, whatever. It's always very minuscule, very in passing. But I'm telling you, he has said her name before in the show.
Kalea, it was his sister. He got his sister to prank Sam and pretend she wanted to have a quickie with him. And Sam said, "No, I have a girlfriend." So then he didn't tell Sam that it was a sister. So then he acted like he was going to have a quickie with her, went in the trailer, and then came out and then said, "I'm just kidding, dude. It's my sister, Rochelle," or whatever.
And knowing Jared's scripted ass, that probably was scripted too. And Sam was probably well aware who it was, and he's just sitting there trying to act. And
I've kind of thought that too. That the
he's
whole
like,
thing was scripted.
He's so uncomfortable on so many levels that he's got that kind of like plastered smile that you do when you're just like,
Yeah, because I know I'm one of the few dudes in the community, so I'll come out and say it. It's really hard for men just to turn down like pro bono like that. Like some random hot chick just walks up to you in the middle of the forest. I'm not even in town. I'm not in Vegas. I'm not in New York. I'm not in LA. I'm not even in Atlanta. I'm in the woods. And some chick just strolls up to you and says, "Hi, you're kind of cute. I see you have a motorhome here. Care to join me?" That's almost like a burning bush. That's like a symbolic gesture that you should probably hear this out. because where else would this have went down like this where some hot chick just strolls out of the forest? It doesn't happen. So I think the butt of that joke was to say, I'm assuming Jared's probably married. I don't know. Never looked into him. I'm going to say he probably has a wife. If Sam didn't know that was supposed to be the joke was, well, if you're not going to take it, hell, I guess I will. I think that was probably the point of it. But watching Sam, yes, I think the whole thing was scripted. Sam's part as well. I think they very much knew about it because he said, let the prank wars begin. Has y'all ever seen another prank video on AWP's channel? Because I don't recall ever seeing another one.
There was some prank. I did come across some prank stuff because it's been coming through my feed. There was I can't remember, but one of the dive guy adventure channel guys, there was somewhat of some type of a prank war or something. I don't know. There was, but I don't watch all their. I know I've never watched. I've actually never watched one single AWP video all the way through. I just could never. I could never get over. I'll never get over what they did to that family. I'll just never ever get over it.
I guess it would be easier for me to track it down, come to think about it, because I've only ever watched the recovered and found ones. Because, to be honest with you, I can only watch them get a boat out and ride around the same 5 ponds so many times and find nothing. So I usually go to the ones. That say solved and found.
Me too.
Because I mean, it's like, oh look, he's unloading the boat again. Look, he's putting the boat back up again. Up. So he's getting in the water again. Up. It's a boat. It's a boat. It's not a car.
So I noticed today, just now, finally today, the sub count's starting to go down a little bit. It was when all this started, and for the first 3 days, the sub count was stuck at 2.81 million. And then today, the last time I checked, it was at 2.79 million. But it was like totally stuck for the whole, like 3-4 days. And I was wondering, because I know people are mass unsubscribing, and I know a lot of people aren't, and I know a lot of people just subscribed whenever and probably aren't even really on YouTube or whatever. But their sub count, it was holding strong there for a few days. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm hoping people actually go on sub so that way and try not to watch the videos, because that's just going to keep making money, and then.
Yeah, now you got to split the money with nobody because they all quit. So now it's all his money.
I don't think he ever split it in the first.
Yeah, he was never splitting it in the first place.
The deal, according to what a couple of them have said now, is the deal was they would come on. He would basically handpick these people because he would get tons of people emailing him, volunteering, hey, I have this, whatever. And so he would basically handpick these people. So all of the people that are on that team, you kind of put it in the back of your head that, like, with a master manipulator type of a guy, like those people were all chosen for a reason, in my opinion. But the deal was they would come on, they would volunteer their time and their efforts, and then he would help them with grow their channel. And as far as a team member goes, I don't really ever, maybe up until recently, like maybe about 3-4 months ago, when they started with their second trailer or second team or whatever. I think maybe that's
Nick
when
in to kind of run it. Yeah,
when some salaries started, maybe being tossed around. But yes, as far as what I can tell by everybody's resignation so far, and everybody that's speaking on it, is like they brought in and then they were expected to grow their own YouTube channel off of it with no pay. Of course, I get like some of their expenses would be paid, but
I believe his wife probably
to an end.
did know, because she answers all his
emails.
His wife definitely answers all his emails, because I have a friend who has emailed them a few times about products and stuff like that, like the window products. And every single time she said she's got an answer from his wife. So his wife definitely.
And see, that's another reason though. Why would you email that from an AWP address?
Sam said
your wife answers it.
Yeah.
Sam said he was very dishonest to his wife.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You ain't got to be dishonest to her if I'm going to send an email admitting to felonies and let my wife check it.
Like he would glean, just being, hanging out, probably overhearing conversations, and then, actually being there or whatever. He would, probably be able to glean that he was being dishonest.
Or maybe he told her, like, maybe he told her they just want money from me or whatever, and like try to see like it was something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As much as these people know about cell phones and phone pingings and WUDs, and I just can't imagine knowing that your wife is your personal secretary, that you would email. I've been pondering that forever. That surely to God that the cops obviously did some validation as to these emails coming from that server, that IP address. But now you have to keep in mind of how many people knew or had access to it that wasn't him. I mean,
Yeah.
it's clear, and you got to think about that. Now I'm really fixing conspiracy theory, so let me just make this clear. It is real
Speculation
clear
land.
now that with everything that's going on with NDAs and etc., that about 90% of the people that work for this man think he's an asshole. We now know that new CEOs have come in and are taking over a lot of things that happened before all this came to light. There's obviously been hirings of now a third team, new editors, all this shit, all this big money that they're actually dumping into this now. All this media tour they did after the Kylie Rodney thing to boost their numbers and their generate more revenue streams. To know that this was looming in the shadows, to be this careless, it's hard for me to believe that he was doing this from a public email that everybody had access to at that company. That is just a tough fucking sell for me.
Well,
it seems to me that you could at least promote a theory that this entire thing, because keep in mind, this is a man who will write entire fake crimes. We watched him on Patty Mayo's. We know the kind of shit. If you remember, anybody watched Patty Mayo, he went from being a cop to a bounty hunter because they started getting in trouble for cop cars like cop cars and wearing cop shit. And I'm not convinced that this guy wouldn't. I hate to say this whole thing's a big dog and pony show, but go look at the numbers of all these channels, all these people that were supposedly working for free to grow their channels. Well, none of their channels that big. Hell, Nick had 2,000 subs until yesterday. Today he had 3,000 in his chat. Go look at his numbers now. Go look at Cantu's now. Go look at everybody. If you wanted to call this a business move, everybody's channel just shot up 20, 30,000 subs. I mean, this is a huge business move to grow everybody's channel. There could be a lot of cases to be made of some weird shit going on about this, because if this is a public email that everybody had access to, you really don't know who on the other end of that. Maybe the wife caught him fucking around. Maybe the wife caught him fucking around and said, you know what? Watch this. Maybe people were tired of NDAs and being jacked with their intellectual and creative property and said, you know what? Fuck this guy. Could be a lot of things you can make arguments for right here. And then again, you could just make the fact that this guy's a fraud and he likes to create fake shit for entertainment purposes.
I think that he deliberately stepped out of the limelight, deliberately hired a CEO, and like everything that he's done over the past, everything he's done arguably this whole time is very deliberate because he's very conniving and manipulative. But everything in particular over the last 6 months, I would say, in my opinion, has been in preparation for these things coming out. And I think that he knew it was coming down, and I think he's done everything that he can do to protect himself. That's what in hindsight, looking at all the things that I research and everything like that, that's what it looks like, because he would never step out on any of these videos. He's one of those types of guys that loves seeing his face and putting himself out like that. So
yeah, you're right about that, because if you remember, he was going to hire Nick to have a separate team, and all of a sudden now he's doing the walk-through monologue at the start with Doug, and you see it with Nick, which means he is literally boarding a plane and flying to another location just to do these monologues.
You want to
notice
know
that?
what? Can anybody, I can't see the chat right now, but anybody on panel and anybody in chat, please tell me I'm not crazy, but I do remember AWP saying Jared was there at Truckee. Does anybody else remember that? I can't remember where I seen it, and it was just a screenshot, or a picture. Everybody's wondering what Jared's up to. He's actually here, but he's working behind the scenes. Does anybody else remember that?
I remember hearing something about him being in Truckee, but I never knew if that meant like he was there before the investigations happened to be, if it was a Zanime situation where, one whole faction of the internet tried to say that a group of stealthy ninja assassin YouTubers all conspired to go to a town in California you've never heard of. I kind of was thinking it was one of them things. I remember hearing it, but I thought it was like a Zanime situation. Like, oh, okay, he was in Truckee 2 weeks before. It must be his fault kind of shit. I do remember hearing about it.
I remember him I remember seeing that. Okay, so some people do remember that. Okay, because the family, whoever, nobody dealt with him. So whatever he was doing behind the scenes is script writing, camera directing. I don't know, because like SF Investigates, he never talked about Jared. Like nobody. And he's not in it. That I haven't seen the whole episode, but I don't, in the parts that I did see of that episode, he's not in it. So it was like, what was he doing? Like, I don't know.
It's funny that you said that too, because I was kind of thinking not about that specifically, but just weird little nuances like that. Because as soon as I saw this GoFundMe, I was thinking to myself, didn't we hear somebody really popular say that none of this is real and it's all a big scam to raise GoFundMe money? And I'm thinking, boy, the irony. And now that very person's being tagged in some very questionable shit with $1 million GoFundMe. Wow.
That's what happens when you want your 100K back. I mean,
yeah, true that. True that. Oh my Lord, this is.
Well, I'm glad other people remember that then, because I can't remember where I saw it or anything. So I'm glad I'm not crazy on that.
So where was this post from that's on the screen? Who is this from?
I do not know.
This was on Twitter, and there's a link that goes with it too. But it says the first hearing, Jared child charges will be available for the public to see. I have attached a link where it will be available. You just have to tap the camera icon. So the link is I'll post it on my community tab when we get off here. I'll post the whole thing.
So this is going to be a public spectacle.
It's going to be online, but you'll be able to, like, it's like a Zoom court thing, right?
Yeah, we're going to stream it if we can.
Oh, cool. Okay. I got to get down, you guys, because my phone's about to die, but I wanted to,
I know it's getting late.
Yeah. I wanted to say, that my challenge to all of these men that are now coming out, that worked for Adventures with Purpose, specifically the ones that worked on the Kylie Rodney case. I think it's very interesting how they can all speak up to save their own skin. And I also find it very interesting that they could not afford Jared Westfall or Kylie Rodney's family and friends any of the same whatever. they couldn't do the same
self-preservation.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting.
Kylie. Yeah,
they've been pretty quick to jump on their lives and say this and how great they are and how proud they are of the work they've done. Are they proud of that? I would like to know. And also, I would love to hear just one of them. Could one of them come out and say, "Hey, sorry, we were all full of shit. Please leave this family alone"? That's my challenge
actually, I
to
think
those
it would
men.
be a huge win for them, really, at this point. Whoever steps up and actually says that, probably see a huge surge in support, because I think a lot of people felt that way. And I hate to say it, look, nobody co-signs on kid shit. Nobody, I don't know a single son, and that was my point about biker culture. Biker culture, at least today, is not much different than prison culture. Why do you see so many Hells Angels? Why do you see so many outlaws, banditos, DDs, Mongols, booze fighters? Why does everybody run all these charity events and Christmas Toy for Tot drives? Dude, prisoners and bikers don't really play the kid shit. Most of them don't really do the whole any type charges and crimes like that. That shit's pretty frowned upon in culture today across the board in every aspect. So nobody's co-signing on any of this shit. However, do I feel the mass exodus was more about self-preservation? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I think most everybody was scattering when the lights came on because they didn't want to fall on the sword or die on that hill. They knew it was basically an internet death sentence. And if they have any chance of revitalizing their career after AWP, everybody had to basically fall on a mine right now. And I mean, not to say that, again, anybody's co-signing on it. I just think it was a self-preservation maneuver. I'm kind of shocked that somebody hasn't stepped out against any NDAs and just told the whole story yet. They all keep saying that legal obligations, withhold them from doing so. But I'm pretty sure in a commission of a crime, that NDA don't mean shit. So
yeah, you can't be forced. There's no NDA you can sign that can make you forced to be like publicly adhered to this type of a crime. There's no way.
And not to mention the amount of, if it's truly a grift and it's truly about money, popularity, fame, and revitalizing your career, be the first one to come out and throw him completely under the bus.
That's one thing. As much as I just not a fan of Mr. Church, I was a fan of the way he came on and just let it loose.
Well, he didn't have a lot of choice, and I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but a couple of months ago, he has one artist, a guy named Chase Matthew. Guy's fixed to be a household name in country music. Just keep your eye out. Guy's a phenomenal talent. Chase was the only artist that Church was working with. About a month ago, he pulled a pretty common move, but now everybody says he's a piece of shit. He's a sellout. How dare you do Church this way? So basically what happened was he had signed to Holler Boy. He'd been with Holler Boy for about a year. His contract was up. Most contracts in the music business have automatic renewal clauses. His didn't, which means he's free to leave. He's free to re-sign. He's a free agent at this point. He held up his contract obligation. He is done with Church. He can re-sign if he wants or not. From what I understand, Church didn't even get a warning shot. He pretty much just found out Warner Brothers Music Nashville signs Chase Matthews. So all of a sudden, your artist is now property of Warner Brothers. That just happened a couple of weeks ago. Go back and find that video that says, I forgot the name of it, but it says, I have no respect for you, something rather. He goes fucking ham in this video. And it's about Chase Matthews dipping out.
He's going to like meetings behind his back and stuff like
Yes.
that. Like usually,
Cappy, are you there? Cappy's probably got something to say about this.
Look, it is a grimy move, okay? But it's not uncommon. Everybody in the music business does it. Every friend I have in the business have all been signed with somebody else and moved on to somebody else. It's just the nature of the beast.
That guy's going to make way more money. He's just not going to have as much.
Well, there's the thing. He's not going to have as much. He says he is. That was actually part of the video, that he says he still has creative control. Warner Brothers, I strongly doubt that. But nevertheless, I think part of it was a shot at Warner at Church, and I think Church is a little pissed about it. I do understand the fact that, none of this even matters. It's business. But the fact remains is I think Church gets so pissed off about it that somebody brings to his attention, hey, check out Chase's new video. Well, in this video is a friend of Chase Matthews from back home. And apparently this guy has a couple of charges of his own. Young guy, nothing. I don't even want to speak on the facts of the case. I don't know. I know it was, from what I understand, I think it was kind of a statutory thing. But we're not talking a 45-year-old man. We're talking a 25-year-old kid. I mean, piss poor life choices. But anyway, neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. Somebody in the video with Chase has a charge of such. 2 of them, to be exact, if I remember correctly. And so Church then drops a second video where he just fucking hammers it and says, hey, Warner Brothers, how you liking your new artist? And points out the company he keeps. Well, I got to be fair here, and nobody else in this camp wanted to say it, but he was actually in another video too, and I haven't looked at the dates, so this is just my opinion. I will go look for good merit, but if my timeline just at the top of my head is right, there was the same guy was in another video that Chase did that was released while he was with Church. And the only problem that I have with this is just because I'm friends with somebody, man, I don't know everything. They're my friends right now. I can't tell you everything they've ever been arrested for 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 2 months ago. I was arrested, hardcore arrested. None of my family knew. I kept that shit under wraps like a mofo. My own family didn't know. So I can imagine how it can happen, that you truly don't know what your buddy's arrested for. He's on probation. He told you he was on probation for weed. You don't really know. Did you look into it? I didn't. He's my buddy. I've known him since he was a little kid. You didn't think to look into it. I don't know what Chase knew about the guy. I just know that when you play that association game on the internet, I'm a big believer in guilt by association, 100%. But when you play it on the internet, it's a very dangerous game. Just the same as Queen has no idea everybody that Laura's ever pissed off. Laura has no idea every bit of Queen's beef with past people that don't like Cher, but Queen like you just don't know. I can't be responsible for everything you've ever done or said on the internet. How the fuck can I possibly keep up with that? When you play that game, you run the risk of somebody doing it to you. And now that you've kind of called this guy out for keeping company with somebody who's been charged with this shit, my. Where was his first appearance? Dolly Vision. What's happened to Dolly since then? All kinds of shit. Dolly's brother, all kinds of shit. And now we have the AWP thing and the Hellcat, the donation and the giving the money straight to Jared. And I think Church kind of had no choice but to call this out and go ham, because the moment he started calling out Chase, all of a sudden it seems like everybody he came in contact with, what do you know, had the same fucking problem. So
Yeah,
he
we
really
still
didn't have a
still
choice.
need to see receipts on that 100K. I mean, this is YouTube. Come on. I'm just saying. I love y'all.
So
I gotta go. My phone's about to die.
Yeah,
And
me too,
I would
too.
like to reiterate one more time. I'd like to hear it. Someone from Adventures with Purpose stick up for Kylie Rodney's dignity and that of her family and friends. Have a great night. I love you.
Good night, Pecan. Love you.
Good night,
I'm,
Pecan. So you
I'm gonna
guys,
jump down too, Queen. I love you.
I love you
I'll be in
too.
chat. All right, bye,
Bye,
everyone.
baby. So I got the video up of AWP, and it's like all of them with the Deets on the Streets did it, and it's like all of them together. You guys want to watch it? It's like 20 minutes long. Do you want me to put it on and
I
watch
absolutely want to see it now.
it? You guys, it's like all their interviews like in one. So it's looking back now in hindsight. Let's watch it.
It's a damn sure good way to rap too. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Somebody did that.
It's definitely broken out. It definitely was broken out. The back window was halfway down. Back window. Yeah.
Okay.
That bottom of that river was very, very soft. The lake there is very soft. And it's not typical for windows to get busted out just by the car floating down and resting. If that's the case, multiple windows would have broken. Is it possible? Yes. It's possible, but not speaking from my experience. I don't think so. In the video when we discovered the vehicle upside down, you can clearly see the window was out. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was down or whether it was busted at the time, but the window wasn't there when we discovered the vehicle. The other window was halfway down, so didn't happen upon pulling it out.
On the passenger window being completely, initially you said broken out,
Yes,
and another
and
time
so
you said down, and
that
then
was
Doug
my
actually said
reaction.
not there.
Again, I should have rephrased that to just say the passenger window is either broken out or rolled down. My guess is it was rolled down because I did not notice any broken glass, and even in the footage after reviewing it, I didn't see any broken glass. If that would have broke during it going into the water, more than likely you'd see some evidence of broken glass around the vehicle or even in the vehicle. Now, if it broke before the vehicle went into the water, you might not see any evidence. However, you might see some inside the little slot where the window actually goes, and I didn't see any of that.
Are credible stand-up people. They tracked us down. It was, the rolling billboard of AWP, and just seeing us pulling off of the interstate at Best Buy that first night that we got in town. We didn't track them down. It was just they saw us, just a chance encounter, and they tracked us down, and we had the interview with them.
Even more sketch
Which is
now.
why we ended up over there at Boca instead of over at Prosser to begin with. Had we ended up on Prosser based upon our normal search and the way that we do things of where were they last seen, what was last cell phone ping, we would have been right there, and we would have, on day one versus day two. So, and I don't know, I can't remember if we showed it on video or not, but we did make an immediate phone call to the detectives as well to verify this.
The tow truck driver dash cam at all?
So the footage of that one was locked up by his company. And so the moment that it was made known that this might be a part of something, they just locked it down. He does not, because it's not his company. It wasn't his, he doesn't own the truck. It's now in the database cloud somewhere, but everybody is aware of that, and the law enforcement is following up on that. Is that Nick thought that this was so odd that once he was done with the call, he pulled down the road, pulled over, called his girlfriend, and he told her what had happened. So this is where we now have her story, and she was there as well, that you didn't see her on camera at that moment in time, but we do have her on camera as well, that she collaborates his story as to he was there and how odd this was. And she remembers the day because it was her dad's birthday, so she does not forget that it was Saturday.
I think he saw her. Do you think it was Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay.
I will tell you something in particular. In the Kylie video, as I was one of the editors for that video, there was information in there that I specifically left out because I'm trying not to name names, because in the Nick interview, there were sections that it was like, okay, if this isn't the person we think it is, we're potentially ruining his life.
10% really of what that interview,
y'all feel free to call Bullhorn.
what took place there. I'm trying to use my words carefully.
I so want to call that.
I don't know if
number.
I need to rewind that or not, but he said there's certain things I'm leaving out because we don't want to ruin somebody's life. You did fucking ruin his life. You did fucking ruin his life. So if any of you guys are listening, Doug, Jared, anybody, you guys did ruin his fucking life. Okay? You did. You fucking did. And you owe him an apology. You owe Jagger an apology. Big fucking time. Because for your views and your members only and the money you fucking made off that, I don't think it was worth making him a fucking victim like that.
One day somebody's going to sue a YouTuber for that kind of shit. And probably win.
Carefully, in order to protect a lot of things in the investigation, right? I can say that he did not even know about this case until a week after he walks into some store and sees a flyer and he starts seeing it on the news. For the whole world, this is blown up. This wasn't blown up right away. It took a good week for it to, really hit national headlines. And he's not from California. He's from another state. So he walked into this shop, sees the flyer, and like, boom, it just hits him, and he's recalling all this. Oh my God, like this adds up. He reports it and to his agency that he works for, and it gets locked up. They notify law enforcement. And the second I got through with this interview, I did the same thing as well. The detectives that I was in communication with prior to even coming, I notified them of this, and they've been working on it really hard. And like I said, it's not as simple as things developing right away. This is things have to be done methodically, and they know about it. They are investigating it. And there should be answers really, really soon that come out. There should be some big developments shortly. It wouldn't surprise me. We don't know who that was. We don't know who that was with her, or we don't even know who the her was. Who was the her? I think that's another question mark. Maybe it wasn't her,
I mean, I think that everybody's already speculating, in any additional information that I would provide. So, I have to be careful in what it is that we do say and what we put out there for a certain reason. So, we put out what we can at this moment in time. And like I said, we will put out a lot more later on if it goes down into that direction that law enforcement take it.
Of her vehicle.
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
Whoa.
I can't get into it.
Forgot about that.
I can't get I mean, we kind of addressed it already. I think there's some room for interpretation there. If there's developments that come out on this, we have the complete new episode.
Stream snipers up there on the panel.
Conversation, how that went, how we broke it down, how we made possible identifications, and so forth.
Okay. Well, I think that's part of like some of the confusion that like a lot of people have been targeting a certain young male, and it's like based on that.
And you know what? That's and I get that, unfortunately, but millions of those hats are sold. It's
that's what I was trying to say. Like everybody has those hats. Yeah,
it's a very popular style of hat amongst that age group. And yeah, I mean, we didn't name names. We went out of our way not to name names and or throw shade unnecessarily, but to also bring our viewers into the integrity of why we did what we did coming into this case.
You know, we can now confirm, we can put it out there publicly, yes, she was in the back of the car. Now, the question that my wife came to me is, for me, the back is the back, you know, but my wife, you know, said, what part of the back? Well, she wasn't in the back seat. She was in the back. Okay. And so now when you start breaking this down, again, just speculation, even though she is a small gal, you only have so much space.
A little space.
You also have that this car is not sinking in the same way that a car with the windows up are going to sink, which would be a 2 to 10 minute float. And then the car, you know, drops down. You have plenty of, you know, air in there that's going to give you time to think about how you're going to escape with putting windows down versus a window that is down, which now you have nothing trapping the air, which means the vehicle is going to go under much quicker.
Those particulars I cannot answer. Again, it's an ongoing CHP, FBI, Nevada County investigation. I mean, obviously, at this point, everybody knows she was in the back cargo area. I mean, that's out there. So that's suspicious.
Yeah, in the hatch, 100% in the hatch. It doesn't make sense. Like, and I looked at the interior of a Honda CRV, and the headrest, there's like maybe like 8 inches of space in between.
To fit between it and the ceiling.
The only way, the only way she could have gone back there is if, you know, she went like floated vertically in that little gap. That doesn't make sense either.
Amanda Whitehead says, how many times have you found a person in the very back of a car? Or is it difficult for you to end up in the back of a car? Is that common?
It is. I can say that it's common when a vehicle is found underwater right side up. And we're talking about an SUV, right? So let's imagine the interior of an SUV. You have the back seat, and then you have the cargo area.
That makes no sense.
I'm just going to leave that there. You know, there's a lot of different variables. There's no exact science to when a car goes underwater, how it goes underwater, and what happens, and so forth. But what we do know is this vehicle, when it did enter the water, it became buoyant, flipped upside down, and that's where it rested. We have one window that's out, another window that's halfway down, and she's found in the back. So I don't know. There's a lot that's open for interpretation.
Means the hatchback would be the highest pocket of air.
Never in the hatchback area. It would be almost impossible for somebody to float back there, especially if the car is upside down.
I just don't
there's always
see
that
that.
slim chance of being struck by lightning, in my opinion. As far as any other cases that we've found somebody in the hatchback area, we have found people fighting to get out, but in doing so, as the vehicle is going underwater and you're fighting for your life, the body is clung to and is trying these images are burning in my head from past experience, that they are trying and they are fighting for life to get out, but they also already know that they have an access to get out. So here's the thing in this one, in my opinion, okay, there's no reason to be going for the hatchback unless the hatchback was open, which it was not. You do have the side window though that was down, and in my opinion, based upon how far the window was down, as well as the distance from the hatchback area to those back seats, you have a much greater chance of climbing out that side window than you would a hatchback that's completely
Yes,
locked
but that's
and
also
sealed
where
that
the
you're not
water
going
is
to have
pouring
any
in
access to
at
get.
mass
There's
amounts.
nothing
It's awfully
inside for
hard
you
to want to
hold it
swim
open
towards that.
that I know of. I don't own a 2013 CRV, so I don't know. But in my opinion, based upon that distance of the rear and the hatchback area versus the window that was down, I would instead envision being, struggling for that last, breath to get out that window.
And the last bit of air will be in the back of that hatch.
Yeah, there's no really, I can say we didn't find anything suspicious about, we didn't think the car was just put there or anything like that. The rumors that are out there that, that are far-fetched, they're absolutely just far-fetched. The car was there. We have no reason to believe that the car wasn't there the entire time.
So basically,
Well, it had to be a
after that
day
tow truck
after,
video.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it would have to be
Yeah,
after.
yeah. So another thing, you know, we're also looking at this massive search outside of Gabby Petito. This is the biggest search in years.
Yeah.
But this didn't start like that. You know, there was a 24-hour, 30-hour time frame before things really got
heated up. Yeah.
heavy. So there's a lot of window for opportunity, especially when the possible sighting the next day happened just 9 hours later. You know what I mean? 10 hours later, whatever it was. So that's not suspicious at all. It's possible.
Yeah. So obviously I've thought of this too because of the information that we received prior to our start of this investigation, and then where we found her, knowing that the police and the authorities had already searched this lake, and I believe they searched it on the Sunday after she went missing. So that would have only been, a day and a half after she was last seen.
Mhm.
And so is there a possibility that they didn't miss the vehicle? The vehicle wasn't in the lake at that point. Absolutely a possibility. Am I familiar enough with what a person looks like in 2 weeks versus 12 days? Not at all. Is it going to look any different? Maybe not. So near as I can tell, the vehicle looked like it had been there at least a week with the amount of just the way it looked to me. But I can't speculate any further than that. And sure, my mind's asking these same questions.
Yeah.
And very well could be that the vehicle wasn't in there when they first searched the lake.
For what you guys were talking about, 10 feet versus 14 feet, at the back of the vehicle versus the front of the vehicle, you are on a hillside, so you can get different readings there, as well as on sonar, as it's hitting different portions of the car, as the car is slanted. Some portions of it, at ground level is going to be 14 feet at the lower portion, whereas 10 feet, as you're coming up the hillside. And then when you're directly over the vehicle, now it's going to pick up that distance of, it's 5-6 feet. So now you're only going to get a read in of, 7 feet, 7 to 10 feet or so. So you will see different readings on the sonar as we're going over it.
Awesome.
20 to 30 seconds. If the windows are open, the car does not have long, so you don't have much time to react at all. You're not going to get doors open. The moment you end up with 4 inches of water pressure against the door, that door is not coming open. But most vehicles we find, 60-70% of them are actually going to be upside down. And the reason for it is, they'll go in the water. And then because the engine is heavier, it's going to nose down. And then because there's air in the wheels, or there's still air in the back of the car, or wherever it's trapped, it's going to, have the car rest a little bit, and then it usually flips over.
Due to how the tires were
Where the
angled.
air would be in the hatchback.
Man, I mean, my lack of response, it just answers it, right? But I there'll be a lot of answers that come out, if you, I don't want to get into that, man.
He's pleading the fifth, folks. So it is what it is. There it is. Good question, Kara.
Yeah.
That was my initial opinion. There's some experts that say that as long as the vehicle is not in park, it'll roll freely in any gear, reverse, neutral, drive. And I mean, in my memory, from towing those all-wheel drive CRVs, especially pulling them backwards, they don't necessarily roll freely. It will roll freely moving forward, but I mean, I can be wrong. According to the experts, they can, I guess, roll freely in reverse, neutral, or drive.
So while our team did not specifically look at what gear it was, you can see in the video that the wheels are turning, which would indicate that the vehicle is in neutral.
I don't know if you can answer it or not. Do you think that you could tell us if her phone was found in the vehicle?
That one I actually have no idea. I have not heard anything, so I'm not sugarcoating it. I can't say yes or no. I don't have.
Did you notice that strap sticking out of the trunk?
I did not until the world showed us. Like I said, we were asked to leave the perimeter, And so we didn't really have an up close view of the car other than obviously the footage, our underwater footage, which I haven't, like, I'd never watched, like,
it's from
it went over
strapping
with
down a
fine-tooth
cooler
comb like that, but I see it, and that's really alarming. Like, how is that hanging out? Why is that hanging out? Like, that's not normal. That's far from normal.
And Rachel asked, were the keys in the ignition?
I cannot answer that.
A lot of people are asking this. I'm not sure if you could answer this, but did she have clothes on?
I cannot answer that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you answer if she had shoes on?
I cannot.
No. Okay.
The hell kind of question is that?
I can't answer that other than I don't think the airbags were deployed.
What about the driver's seat? Was it in recline mode?
I don't know. I don't know. From what I've heard from the public and them like analyzing the video, I guess I've heard that the seat may have been reclined.
Looks reclined.
I'm not sure. Yeah. So I don't know. I just, as far as that goes, I've heard several people in the public say that it looked like that when the car was coming out.
There were Truly cans in the vehicle.
Yeah,
and
we
I don't know. Yeah, there were Truly cans, and then the first time Nick looked through the vehicle, you could also see joint rolling paper in the vehicle, which was very odd if you take Nick's story into account. It's like, it doesn't make sense because all he saw was a perfume bottle the day after, supposedly, allegedly.
Say that there was these alcohol cans in there. I mean, a rough estimate. She have a 6-pack in there. She have a 12-pack in the vehicle. Were they floating around everywhere in the vehicle?
In the section that's blurred, you can see a package of Trulies. So it very well could have been a 6-pack, and then you see cans scattered throughout the vehicle. So I mean, I think she's like 119 pounds. So either way, she's gonna be lightweight.
Yeah, you don't need to have a case. I mean,
restraints, anything like that.
Anything within a 2-week period, you're not going to decompose. You'll be, definitely waterlogged. But anything up to 6 months, you're still going to be, a few, full, unless by chance you're like in the ocean. Marine life in the ocean will interact with a human body different than a body in fresh water that's normally left untouched.
Okay, and was she clothed?
That part, from my understanding, Nick was able to identify that there was a shoe on her foot, and her leg is what he was able to identify. We have not discussed further. With me, it wasn't discussed further. That one, I'm going to say that I'm not going to really put a percentage on it. I'm just going to say that we would not have put the title that we did if we did not feel that there's potential for foul play in this one.
but you don't do the why. Remember?
I'm just going.
Just the
I'll
weird.
say this: I would not have put that in our title if we thought it was nothing more than an accident. It's open for interpretation, speculation at this point.
And clicks, yes.
There's an entire other theory that it would blow your mind if I even told you, based upon additional. Even just going with let's see, without giving away too much, and without me saying anything really. If you think about the two people that are moving around the vehicle, there could be more to that story.
Very well. My theory, I mean, I can't give you my theory, man. My theory, I don't think is a theory. We have let's talk about what everybody knows. All right, let's put it out there. Erase the tow truck guy, right? We have a 16-year-old child that disappears, correct? She disappears with her vehicle. She's at a party with upwards of 400 kids that have attended and vanishes. I mean, someone knows something, if not multiple people know something. I can't go into it
Not
anymore.
if you have a
and
curfew
it's
and
just-
you leave
wanna
by
talk about her
yourself
being
and
found in an area that's not a
run off the road.
Oh, I made a wrong turn. It doesn't happen in this scenario. That's not a wrong turn road there. So I just hope that whoever knows something says something. And you want to throw into the mix, is this just an accident? There's a possibility it's just an accident too. I would say everything's still on the table, but when certain things don't add up, they don't add up. We all just need to wait patiently for the FBI to make their decisions, and they're doing a great job. The fact that the FBI is involved in this, and I think that says a lot.
Yes. I'm gonna go confidently and say like 90% of me wants to lean towards foul play. But you know, I'm not an expert. I'm simply just a cameraman. That's up to the investigators
that.
to decide, the FBI, people who get paid to do that versus me. I just film the episodes and cut them together.
Yep. You know, when things don't add up, they don't add up. Too many coincidences become evidence. You know, some people say, oh, circumstantial stuff. You know, coincidences, when they add up, circumstantial things add up, you know, they become overwhelming. So at this point, I'm beyond 50-50. Absolutely. Could this be an accident? You know, they could come out and say that, but no one's going to believe it. I mean, it's tragic. You know, there's upwards of 400 children at that party, and she's found not too far away, and nobody knows anything. This isn't a wrong turn road either. This isn't even a road. It's a path with huge ruts in it. So it's not a mistaking turn. This is where the vehicle was found. Is you know, unless you're there and you're able to drive on that path and understand the road and how it hits the vehicle. You literally, when I drove our RV down the road to get to there, it was wobbling and almost turning over.
I was fixing to say, but you were able to get an RV there.
Rolled it over and flipped.
Wow.
It. So I mean, this isn't I just made a wrong left turn, didn't realize I made a wrong left turn. It's a beautiful paved road in and out of the campground, and you're on a dirt road. So
rough dirt road. It sounds like.
Yeah, this is one of the worst accidents ever, or it's definitely foul play.
So you're like 90-10.
You know. You know, this has just turned into a rabbit hole for everybody. It really has. And I think out of the goodness of everybody's hearts, they just want answers. They're just trying to figure things out. And
I think they played a big part in that.
Yeah, you dug the hole.
You know, there's a lot of suspicion in areas there shouldn't be. It's not just one thing, you know, it's everything, every step of the way, everything. I mean, starting with before we even got there. I mean, just everything about it. You know, if it looks like it, talks like it, walks like it, smells like it, tastes like it. I mean, you know, things just eventually overwhelmingly add up. And then when we're in there in that moment,
an accident.
And there's just an energy, you know, vibe that just can't be explained. You know, it's like I said, you know, it's just overwhelming to us what we were dealing with.
It was a very in-depth invitation. This is actually an ongoing investigation as well. There's so much to this story that is still left to be told. Yep. That's still being investigated. And so a lot of the things, you know, I can't get into. And
Nice work.
Deets on the Streets did an incredible job doing that. If you guys ain't subbed to Deets on the Streets, go make sure you subscribe to her. She's doing great. She puts together these videos and they are amazing. She does a good job.
That was actually fantastically laid out. Like,
yep. And you know what? Great. This was their last big shebang. So I hope it was worth it. They put it on members only and they made good fucking money. They made good money off the Kylie Rodney case. So, and they're actually the ones who put it out there, you know, that Jagger did something and that, you know what I'm saying? Like it was.
Oh, they inserted all kinds of characters.
Yeah, well, they didn't put it out there that he did something, but they just insinuated that, you know.
Uh-huh.
Tow truck driver. I mean, that was a big one. That was awful. It was.
And then in all the years of them doing this, I never remember them doing a absolute press tour. They were on mainstream news. They hopped on every YouTube channel. And I kind of thought that was a channel building tactic at the time, because as arrogant as Jared is, I kind of expected to see him everywhere. He did a lot of them, but so did Nick, so did Doug, so did Carson, so did Josh. He had the whole damn team making appearances.
They pulled we can't answer that. We can't answer this. We can't answer that. Oh, it's an open investigation. Did she wear clothes? Oh, we can't answer that. Now come the fuck on.
Yeah, they would purposely bait questions and then not answer it to insinuate a preconceived idea they wanted to kick out there. And I mean,
and then they said, "Oh, well, we got 2 more tow truck videos that we can release if we need to." Well, release them then. Where the fuck they at?
Yeah, why'd you put them out now? I mean, and he even says the part that I talked about earlier when I started this whole dumpster fire of a conversation was to say right there. He said it himself. Even if it comes out to be an accident, nobody's going to believe it. Yeah, because of shit like this. Because y'all got 3 million subscribers that think y'all are the greatest sons of bitches of all time that pedestal y'all's ass. And you're all but telling the entire audience that this is a bullshit, foul play. You know, it's a murder.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, for everybody that says, well, how was she just right down the road and nobody heard this? Easy. You ever been to a field party with 400 kids? Whoever's got the baddest trucks and the baddest lift kits are parked in circles. Fire barrels got fires going. You got 15 12s in the back cranking some damn church or some damn, you know, FJ Outlaw or something beating the windows out. You ain't going to hear that car a couple hundred yards up the road. You won't hear it. I promise. It could have exploded going into the water. You're not going to hear that standing right next to a car stereo with 1,200 watts. You're not. So I think it's exactly what the cops ultimately said it was. I mean, there's definitely some shady shit that's happened in Truckee, and there's definitely some shady shit that's happened in Placer County Police Department. But I mean, you got to trust the process to some degree. I mean, there's a reason that 16-year-old kids' car insurance is outrageous. There's a reason that we don't let 16-year-olds drink. There's a reason that, you know, you have to be a certain age to consume alcohol. You've now taken somebody who's been driving for less than 6 months. You put them on an off-road safari and got them all liquored up and stoned. No, I can see absolute trappings for an accident. I mean, I live in the sticks and have done a lot of partying out in the middle of no man's land. And I've even left the woods pretty hammered a couple of times about got my truck stuck. And I have a big, badass, gnarly-ass truck. And even I've done it. So, I mean, a 16-year-old that's been driving for 15 minutes? No, man, this is totally feasible. It was an accident. It doesn't make it any less tragic. But, I don't know, man. Like I said,
but they were able to grift a lot of money, and so were a lot of the other creators. But,
yes, they did.
All right, man. Thank you for coming up. I'm gonna hit the bed, man. It's getting late. It's 1:30 over this way, so I'll holler at y'all. I'll be on tomorrow sometime.
Here too, absolutely, Queen. Always a pleasure,
All right.
sweetheart. I'll see you tomorrow, baby.
Good night, baby. Good night, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hope
Later,
you guys
y'all.
have a good night, and thank you guys for hanging out. Thank y'all for going over this stuff with me, and I hope y'all have a good night. Thanks for hanging out, y'all.
I've been on my own for 3 weeks now. I've been drinking every single bottle, Jim Beam down. You say I'm crazy, but I think you're just mad. You say I'm wild. What's so bad about that? Baby, we were good, like white wine going down. But only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now. I walk a straight line, but it only brings me down. There's love in that bottle that I'm drinking down, drowning the heartache since you walked out. Only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now. Even the preacher, he says he can't help me. I've been singing praise the Lord, hallelujah, but it don't set me free. You say I'm crazy, but I think you're just mad. You say I'm wild, but what's so bad about that? I've been seeing old lovers, but they they can't keep the memories out. Oh, only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now. Oh, I walk a straight line, but it only brings me down. There's love in that bottle that I'm drinking down, drowning a heartache since you walked out. Only the whiskey can save me now. Only the whiskey can save me now.